Peoria and Normal, two cities in the Big 12 where there are lots of rivalries between schools in either city. However, there's another rivalry brewing in the Big 12 between one school from Peoria and one school from Normal, the Peoria High Lions and the Normal West Wildcats. The Peoria High Lions come into this one ranked number 10 in the state in Class 5A, and Normal West comes in number 5 in Class 6A. Both teams looking to pick up a big conference win as the regular season winds down from a cold and wet Peoria Stadium. Hello, everyone, and welcome into tonight's broadcast. I'm Jonathan Michael, joined by Latif Love. Latif, it's going to be a great game tonight. Both these teams having great seasons. Peoria High at 5-2, but their record is better than they suggest. Normal West comes in at 6-1.
Yeah, it's been a great game tonight. We've watched both of these teams already this season. We've covered both of these teams this season. Like you said, Peoria's record is not indicative of what they are as a team. They face Rochester, who was one of the best teams in the state. They faced Normal Community, who's one of the best teams in the states. Took big losses to both of them, but I think it's going to prepare them for this game. It's going to be a high-scoring affair for both teams, but whoever gets stops in this rainy weather is going to come out on top.
Certainly, and obviously this rainy weather, we'll touch more on that later, but what's gotten both these teams to this point so far has been passing the ball. Two great passing offenses, lots of great receivers. Latif, I'd go even as far as say that there is not a game in the state where you will see better wide receivers on the same field than you will here tonight. We'll start with Peoria High. They have a deep receiver group. All 5 of their main receivers caught touchdowns last week. They have Javen Moore, TQ Webb, Spencer Russell, and many, many more playmakers out there.
Yeah, and tonight it's going to be on Tino just to get them the ball. He has struggled a little bit throughout the season throwing interceptions, but I think he'll be fine tonight unless Normal West gets a lot of pressure. But, yes, it's a deep receiver room. They're going to be able to spread the offense out. It's going to work off their running game to start, but once they start spreading around, it's going to be very hard for Normal West to stop.
Certainly, and in Peoria High, they have very versatile wideouts as well. You have Webb, the big play threat. They have the do-it-all guy in Javen Moore. Spencer Russell is kind of a jack of all trades and everything. Let's talk about Normal West, though. They have a great receiver group as well, headlined by Gavin Camp, an all-Big 12 returner from last year. He does a bit of everything. He also has some pretty good help, though, in Sincere Brown and Malik Gibbons as well.
Yeah, Gavin Camp is just a special athlete. We see him returning punts, playing a little bit of defense. He can do a bunch of everything. And Sincere Brown has really popped onto the scene this season, being very dynamic out the backfield, in space. So I'm looking for Normal West to get their athletes in space, see what they can do after the catch. That's going to be very big for them tonight.
Certainly, there should be lots of speed on the field tonight, but also maybe not as much because the weather is going to have a big effect on this one. It's cold and it's showers in the forecast coming up. I don't know how big the storms might be, but there's a chance that this one could be a slop fest, kind of like it was last year when Normal West took advantage of the wet conditions. Peoria High couldn't hang on to the ball. They handed the Lions their first loss 30-6 in Week 8 last year, but this time, Latif, playing on this brand new turf field here on Peoria Stadium, and with Peoria High being the better team and running the ball, these conditions may favor the Lions.
Yeah, I remember that game last year. It was a slugfest, but I think this year's going to be a little bit different. I think Normal West is pretty one-dimensional as far as how they win games. They're very highly, passing team. They don't really run the ball, and so I think, like you said, Peoria High is going to be favored because they have a very potent running attack, and so we may see a different outcome than last season.
Certainly, Malik Ross, the man to watch in the Peoria High backfield. He's already over 1,000 yards. This Peoria High offense has been prolific. Both these offenses have been great all season long, averaging over 40 points a game. There may be a big number or two on the scoreboard tonight. Should be a great one here coming up from Peoria Stadium. We'll be right back with more coverage on CIProud.com.
Central Illinois, we're going to overtime.
After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Clip Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams,
Your stories.
Your stats and standings.
your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts. As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better.
With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds.
CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action.
More stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
And welcome to Peoria Stadium. It's a Big 12 state-ranked battle between the Normal West Wildcats and the Peoria High Lions. Hello, everyone, and good Friday evening to you. I'm Jonathan Michael alongside Latif Love, and Latif, should be a great game here tonight, as we already mentioned in the open. Lots of offense. We talked about the receivers for both teams. We didn't really talk about the quarterbacks. We wanted to get to that. I'll start with Peoria High. Player to really watch tonight is Tino Gist.
Tino Gist, his experience at this point, basically a state playoff run last year came up a little bit short, but he really feeds off this run game. He's able to connect with his receivers a lot. Throughout his career, I think he's had a little turnover issue. Has faced some adversity, faced some criticism from outside, and Coach Thornton has been hard on him as well. But he's experienced, and I think tonight is going to be a night where he can really dominate.
Certainly, and Tino Gist, when he started playing quarterback for Peoria High, he was a sophomore, and who is a sophomore is Normal West current starting quarterback Drew Mangrum, who's came in, and this is now his 5th start in a row after starting now over Johnny Fryman, Normal West quarterback, who got hurt back in week 4, or week 3, I should say, against Normal Community.
A little family history. I'm here at Normal West, but since he came in for the injured quarterback, he's been playing pretty well. Been a game manager of sorts, but he has some really good stats. I like the way he's reading the field. This offense comes out in an empty set a lot of times. 5 wide receivers out. And they just make decision after decision after decision. He's making the right decisions up until this point. 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So look for him to continue. I think this is going to be a game for him to play well as well, because it's common knowledge that Peoria's weakest part of their defense is their secondary. So as long as Normal West is able to protect him against this frightening defensive line, then they'll be in the game.
Yeah, certainly. Definitely some things to watch out for. And like you said, Drew, the younger brother of former Normal West quarterback Jaden Mangrum. So far in the year, he's got 752 yards and that great turnover or touchdown to interception ratio, I should say. But, and Latifah, let's talk a little bit about the conditions. Those are going to be such a big factor here tonight. Nothing really has come down yet so far, as hasn't been pouring down rain. You can see some mist maybe around some of the lights, the stadium lights here at Peoria Stadium, but that doesn't come down big yet. However, it could potentially later tonight could be a big factor in this one. It's a lot tougher to catch a ball and also just hold on to the ball regardless whether you're catching the ball or running. When it is wet outside. But interesting to note about Peoria Stadium and their new artificial turf that they have this year. There's some wood pellets inside of it, and what that wood does, it's usually different than the rubber pellets on most turf fields. Helps kind of dry the field out a little bit quicker. So head coach Tim Thornton said that he's feeling pretty good about this team and how they'll perform. You mentioned last year, Latif, remember that game against Peoria High? It was a slop fest down in Normal. I couldn't hang on to the ball. I had 4 or 5 turnovers. That unfortunately did that, man. I don't think we'll have the same happen tonight.
Yeah, that game last year was really uncharacteristic for them. Last season they were really good at protecting the ball, but like you said, in that weather, they started turning the ball over. The ball security was their major issue. So if we see similar things from last year, I think they're a lot more equipped to deal with that, especially against this Normal West team. Malik Boston has been having an amazing season so far. And we know Normal West probably biggest weakness right now is stopping the run. against Normal Community, where they did their only loss of the season. I believe it was like 42-43-0. They could not stop the run at all. So we're going to look for that tonight. If it does, switch into a game that is affected by the weather. Look for big balls to get a big
Certainly, and let's get a look at as the light show comes on at Peoria Stadium. There's a Get Loud sign on the scoreboard. Man, it is deafening here next to the band on the home side bandstand. Let's take a look at the Class 5A playoff outlook with the playoffs coming into view. Peoria High right now, they're projected to be the number 6 seed in Class 5A. They would, as of right now, if projections all hold, they would face Metamora, the Mid-Illini foe, as the number 11 seed in the first round. So again, Peoria High looking pretty good. Latif, they're going to be, they have 2 losses right now, but you figure that whatever seed they're going to be the best of that seed in the entire state because of the quality of their losses.
Possibly go to another state championship this year. They have some stuff to fix up. A secondary issue. Consistent passing offense against good teams is an issue, but this can be one of those games where T.O. just can build confidence. He can connect with receivers and build on this game.
Certainly, and we'll get a look at Normal West playoff outlook when we come back. We'll step aside for these messages here on CIProud.com and come back for kickoff. You're watching Peoria High and Normal West on Clutch Sports Media.
The Fox has become known for some of the best British and American pub fare around. And for you craft beer lovers, we have 25 ever-changing draft handles. Whether it's lagers, IPAs, stouts, or ciders, the Fox has something for everyone. Join us at the Fox Pub in North Peoria.
Family banking from a name you trust. Hometown Community Banks. For over 6 decades, we've been here right where you needed us. High-quality banking services delivered by caring professionals. People just like you who live and love Central Illinois. It's a history we're proud of, and one we'll continue to offer to every person who walks through our doors. When you bank in your hometown, your money stays in your hometown. Hometown Community Banks, divisions of Morton Community Bank. Look for the clock tower and you'll know. We have time for you.
At Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton, we're excited about the all-new tracks, and they're selling as fast as they arrive. Just listen to Lee.
I looked everywhere for my 2024 Chevy Trax. I'm from Indiana, and I drove right over to buy it. Such a smooth and simple process.
That's the Bob Grimm way.
And welcome back to Peoria Stadium. We're getting set for kickoff here. And let's take a look at our Academy of Screen Printing and Awards coin toss. Looks like Peoria High has lost the toss. Normal West won it. They want the ball first, and honestly, probably a pretty good decision. Latif, with how quick Peoria High can score, Normal West wants the early upper hand, so they'll get their first crack at it. Again, I want to thank our friends over at the Academy of Screen Printing and Awards, their support of tonight's broadcast. But real quick, Latif, as Normal West takes the field, let's take a look at their Class 6A playoff outlook. Right now, they're projected to be the number 4 seed in the state in Class 6A. It's a little bit of a weaker field in Class 6A. 4 seed, even with a loss, they could still have it 7-2.
This could be a game where this is a playoff team, one of the best teams in the state so far. Like I said, they're sending the ball early. Looking to make a statement early. Looking to punch Peoria in the mouth.
And the kick is away. A trademark onside kick for Peoria High is recovered by Normal West, their hands team, Torin Delaire. And let's get a look at the Normal West offense, brought to you by Bob Grimm Chevrolet.
Drew Mangrum, sophomore, quarterback.
Malik Givens, sophomore, slot receiver.
Sincere Brown, senior, wide receiver.
Gavin Kemp, senior, wide receiver.
Ben Jorzak, senior, right guard.
Aiden Clinton, senior, left tackle.
Leo Phipps, senior, left guard.
Matt Handled, senior, center.
Ty Upton, senior, right tackle.
And those are your Normal West offensive starters, as Drew Mangrum, the sophomore quarterback in the state-ranked Wildcats, number 5 in Class 6A, take the field. Now the rain starting to come down a little bit. Latif, you can see it puddled near the track. As Peoria High, they're loading the box. They're fully expecting the run here on the first play of the game. Mangrum in the shotgun. Man in motion is Malik Givens. They're heading up the middle to Josiah Edmondson, who gains about 1 or 2 on the first play of the game. Normal West is managing to get a little uncomfortable. They're running the ball a little bit more tonight, Latif.
That's going to be important for them tonight. If they can find success in this running game, it's going to open their passing game to an extreme amount. They're a good passing team, we know this, but if they can be more dynamic, more balanced, it's going to make them a much better team. We just talked about playoffs. Come playoff time, it's going to make them a lot harder to game plan for.
Certainly, and Normal West, they still run more runs than passes. They came in with running 59% of their plays as runs, 41% as passes, but 55% of their total yards have came from passes. Givens in motion again, another give off to Edmondson, and tough sledding against the Peoria High defensive front. Looked like that may have been Kevin Roberts and Dorsey Doss in on the stop for the Lions.
This line of scrimmage battle is going to be very, very important. Peoria has the size advantage. I think the biggest player on the Normal West offensive or defensive line is about 5'11", I want to say. So they'll have a big size advantage on the defensive front.
And take a look at Normal West offensive line. They have 2 returners, Ben Jorzak and Ty Upton on the right side. Jorzak, an all Big 12 player last year at guard. Upton is at tackle. 3rd and 6 here for the Wildcats. They'll throw it. Mangrum wide open on the slant. That's Maddox Lawson. He can run to the end zone and wins the race. How about that for Normal West? The slant route works to perfection, and no one was back deep to defend it for Peoria High.
Playing a lot of man coverage, bringing a lot of pressure, and Normal West capitalizes.
Boy, they certainly did. First drive of the game as the extra point is up and good. That's exactly how you wanted to come in and start this game, Latif, on the road against a team that, is obviously also very good. You can't really ask for much of a better start, as we'll get a look quick here at our after scoring drive coming up, but Latif, Peoria High, Normal West isn't a team that they've been able to beat a lot lately. They lost to them last year, and in fact, so we can look at our after scoring drive real quick. 3 plays and 55 yards. And 1 minute and 34 seconds. And the Drew Mangrum touchdown pass with a slant to Maddox Lawson. But let's keep getting back to that point. Normal West, they beat Peoria High last year. They actually have beaten Peoria High quite a bit in the last couple of years. I believe in the last 7 years, Normal West is 5-2 against the Lions. Tim Thornton said that we mentioned in the open, it's kind of more of a rivalry game. So Peoria High has got to come back and get juiced up.
What a way to start. You got to set the tone. I wonder if Tim Thornton is going to change his system a little bit. He's a very, very aggressive coach. He's a very, very aggressive team. We saw that he did an onside kick to start the game, and it gave Normal West a great field position. So I wonder if you're going to reconsider that for the second drive. And if you're in Normal West, that's exactly the tone you want to set.
And the kick is away here from Lorenz Higgins. And receiver at the 19. Looks like this is Javen Moore. He's got a slant. He's got some space. The sideline erupts. He's got some men to beat, but he's tackled across midfield. Great starting field position for the Lions. Let's meet Peoria High's starting offense, brought to you by Bob Grimm Chevrolet.
Valentino Gist, senior quarterback.
Malik Ross, senior running back.
Vitorian Pollard, sophomore running back.
Spencer Russell, junior receiver. TQ Webb, receiver, junior.
Javen Moore, senior wide receiver.
Sean Franklin, senior receiver.
AJ Roscoe, senior left tackle.
Jaquarius Green, sophomore left guard.
Kamar Mofford, junior center.
Deuce Lauren, junior tight end.
Jameer Fuller, senior right tackle.
And there are your Peoria High offensive starters. As a high snap there from Kamar Montford, and Ross is going to get wrapped up for a big loss in the backfield. How about number 0 and 2 coming in? That's Anthony Connell and Jamie Weaver for a big loss on first down. Second down and 13 here. Man in motion. That's Sean Franklin. He's a receiver, but does a lot of great work as a blocker. Gist tried to get in with the hard count, and the Wildcats did not bite. Now Franklin shifts to the other side of the line. Snap is more clean this time. Handoff to Ross. They'll get close to the original line, maybe a little bit past it. Should set up a third down, Latif, but as many fans of the Big 12 know, third down for Peoria High just may as well be second down because they're not going to punt.
This is a very, very aggressive team. Last week, they go 5 and 6 on fourth downs. They do not punt the ball at all. They have trust in their defense. They have trust in their offense to get the conversion.
And Ross up the middle is shut down. A pickup of a couple. Charlie Moore, their nose tackle, was on the stop. And Latif, you talk about Normal West being undersized on the line. They have a little bit of 3-4 front. Moore is their biggest guy, at least by weight, at 5'6", 205 pounds. There's 4 members on Peoria High's line who weigh over 280 pounds. So 4th and 7 now here from the 45. Gist looks to the sideline for a call. 2 wide receiver set. And some extra blocking there on the line, including Deuce Thornton, the tight end. Gist looks to the right side. Pressure coming. Dumps it off to Ross, and he's going to get wrapped up. Big tackle by Gavin Camp, the do-it-all player for Normal West.
And then sets Normal West up with prime field position for the second time now. Let's see how they respond. Possibly go 14-0 and start the game with a real punch in the mouth.
So the Wildcats, again, will have good field position right at midfield here. 8:23 to go. In case you're just tuning in, the Wildcats already struck quick with a Drew Mangrum touchdown pass to Maddox Lawson to start the game. It was on 3rd and long. He's got 2 men in the backfield. He's got Edmondson, the running back, to his left. Here's Givens in motion. He'll hand off to Edmondson, right side, looking for space and not much doing there. It's like Tony Poland and Kevin Roberts may have been in on that tackle for Peoria.
Ready, 3. Take 3.
And Josiah Edmondson, Latif, he's their main running back. He comes in with 56 carries for 405 yards and 4 touchdowns. Last week, though, he had a season-high 14 carries. I feel like he's probably have more than that tonight.
Yep, it is raining a little bit, and it looks like to start the game, they're going to get him involved a lot.
And as we say that, Mangrum passes down the field. He was looking, I believe, for Sincere Brown, the transfer from Normal Community, incomplete. But back to Edmondson.
Yeah, I think he'll get a lot of touches tonight just because of the condition. And we know what Normal West wants to be as an offense, and so to switch it up a little bit is going to work benefits for them throughout this game. Also, I see Peoria running a lot of man coverage right now, giving a lot of trust in their secondary. We talked to Tim Thornton before the game, and he said they're going to switch it up on defense today. So I'm excited to see what he brings out here.
Certainly, Tim Thornton is wanting to switch things up. In fact, the phrase used, he said he wanted to spice things up a little bit in the secondary this week. We'll get to more of that later. 3rd and 9 for Normal West. And Peoria High does have that man coverage, as looks like we're going to have a timeout called. Wait to see by who. I believe it may have been Peoria High. This timeout is brought to you by Fox Pub in Peoria. I thank Fox Pub and all of our great sponsors that help make tonight's broadcast possible. But Latif, going back to Peoria High, their defense is a straight-up man-to-man. All 11 guys have one player to cover, and that's kind of the way they run, because head coach Nathan Finchup for Normal West said that, hey, that's just the brand of football they have. They believe that they're better at every single position on the field than you are.
It's super aggressive, but I think Normal West has the athletes and Sincere Brown to beat these players in man coverage. So I want to see Tim Thornton change his philosophy as this game goes on.
And it'll be 3rd and 9 again. Tim Thornton, not the most conventional coach, but has got it done, including a state title back in 2016 and a state runner-up back in 2022. Lions look like they can make another run this year, but big 3rd and 9 here from their own 49. It's like communication issues for both teams, honestly, so far. Lots of looking back to the sideline. And Mingerman shotgun, he'll drop back. Nice pass that is picked off by Peoria High. This is going to be 6 for the Lions. I didn't see who that was. I think that may have been Gary Rutherford, the middle linebacker. And it is the star middle linebacker for Peoria High, the pick 6. How about that for a response?
Coach already said he's going to put him on damage cap too. Start the game. That's what he meant by spice it up. And that's a great response. We were just talking about them being a man covered, and he just proved us wrong that fast. It shows why he has so much confidence in these linebackers and these receivers. What a great play by Gary Rutherford. A long line of athletes at this school. Some great basketball players and football players. Rutherford family. What a great play by him.
Defense turns to offense for the Lions. Their offense can score a lot of points, but their defense also underrated. Here goes the 2-point conversion. They'll run up with Ross. He hurdles a couple men and finds the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, and Peoria High has the lead. What a play from Gary Rutherford. Latif, and what about a player he is? He's a returning starter for them on defense, one of the only returning starters, and he is going to be playing at the next level. You could definitely say that Gary's got it. He's a number 52 recruit in Illinois. He's got multiple D1 offers, Indiana, Washington State, Wyoming. Can only imagine that list may grow a little bit more, but he's Division I bound. Certainly does. He had Rutherford, Tim Thornton said he's more of a run stopper, but he showed he can stop the pass as well. Even Rutherford put him in pass coverage, he'll still get it done. As we have an 8-7 ball game here with 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Latif, I was talking before the game, I feel like one team, if not both, as the onside kick is away, Normal West recovers. One of these teams could reach 40 by the half. Well, real quick, let's get a look at the Peoria High defense, brought to you by Bob Grimm Chevrolet.
Patrick Jordan, senior, DN.
Tony Pullen, senior, defensive tackle.
Debo Young, defensive tackle, senior.
Kevin Roberts, senior, DN.
Taylor Jordan, junior, D tackle.
Dorsey Doss, junior, outside linebacker.
Gary Rutherford, senior, middle linebacker.
Cam Peterson, junior, outside linebacker.
Demario Zapata, sophomore, strong safety.
Darian May, sophomore, corner.
Jackenzie Tillman, senior, free safety.
And here comes Manger with the Wildcats. Back to regroup. They're going to hand off to Gavin Camp. He's got some space near the outside, picking up about a couple. Well, we're going to see that a lot tonight, Latif. Camp, he's an all-conference wide receiver. That's kind of his main position. But they are really looking to get him the ball a lot this way, even if it means coming out of the backfield.
There's going to be a lot of coming out of the backfield, a lot of screen plays as well. They want to get their dynamic receivers out in space and test this particular secondary. One, they want to keep the ball away from Gary Rutherford as well. Not try to throw a lot of stuff in the middle of the field and get the ball on the outside.
Camp had a season-high 8 carries for 32 yards last week. The Normal West Wildcats beat Springfield 35-7. They run again with another wide receiver. This time it's Malik Givens, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 36. So that'll keep the chains moving for Normal West. Real quick, we'll get a quick look at what both of these teams did last week. Normal West, they beat Springfield in a Big 12 and Central State crossover game 35-7. Gavin Camp had 2 touchdowns. Peoria High beat Bloomington 52-12. Tino Giss had over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. So both these teams are feeling pretty good right now, both on some pretty good win streaks. 1st and 10 from the 36, handoff to Camp. And that Peoria High D-line has come to play tonight. Another stop by the big boys up front. And keep that Normal West defense fresh is going to be big because this Peoria High offense can wear you out in a hurry. Givens in motion. He's got Zapata on him. Makeup looking forward. Oh, with Brown, he brings it in. What a beautiful over-the-shoulder grab. And Normal West punches right back.
It's okay, Jim. We'll just tangle it. Great pass right there. A lot of touch on that pass. There you go. Ready? 3. Take 3. Michael, you can always give me the sideline celebration.
Earlier in the game, so to have the mental capacity to take us another shot and this time connect with a dynamic receiver is Sincere Brown. It's pretty impressive.
Peoria High may need to bring some more help from the safeties because they've gotten burned twice over the top. Sincere Brown, his 7th touchdown catch of the year. He's made a huge impact coming across town from Normal Community. Came in this one with 30 receptions for 381 yards and 6 scores. He just adds to the depth of that Normal West receiver room. Also a great throw from Drew Mangrum as well. Nice just poise, nice ball. Nice job recovering from the interception in which Peoria High has scored their only points of the game so far. PAT coming from Zach Rumps, the senior soccer player, and it's up and through. So Normal West takes a 14-8 lead here still in the first quarter, I should say, at Peoria Stadium.
That's a good point. I almost forgot about the interception because he's threw that great of a pass. To have the confidence to take another shot like that after already doing a pick 6, with a touch and a ball pushing on that ball, it's special to see from a young quarterback.
Certainly is. Lots to look forward to with Drew Mangrum. He leads them on a Upstream Auto Group 4 play, 47 yards, 1 minute and 29-second long scoring drive. Again, that scoring drive and all of our scoring drives, which we'll probably see a lot of tonight, are brought to you by Upstream Auto Group. I want to thank them for all their support of high school athletics. I want to thank you for tuning in as well on CIProud.com. Again, Jonathan Michael here alongside Latif Love. Clutch Sports Media's WMBD Game of the Week. Seems like, Latif, the games are only getting more important. Obviously, they always get important closer to the end of the season, but we've seen some really good football games in the last week or two. There's a lot of other good ones around the state. We have Morton and Dunlap. We have a stream of that as on ClutchSportsIL.com, so maybe pull it up on your computer, your tablet, your phone, your TV, whatever. Watch 2 games tonight. Wildcats will boot it away. And kick brought in. Looks like by TQ Webb. He's a big play that hurdles the man, but it eventually was upended there by Jamie Weaver. Let's get a quick look at the Normal West defense brought to you by Bob Grimm Chevrolet.
Anthony Connell, senior, outside linebacker.
Briar Lienerman, linebacker, sophomore.
Charlie Moore, junior, nose guard.
Ben Camp, senior, safety.
Gus Schreiber, senior, defensive end.
Jackson Hill, junior, corner.
Lawrence Higgins, junior, defensive end.
Todd Lovelace, senior, defensive back.
Trey Frost, senior, middle linebacker.
And first play on the drive for Peoria High is a screen out to Moore. He gets up to about the 42-yard line, gets a first down and lets Normal West know about it. And I'll move the chains. Javen Moore, another transfer, adding to the depth of this wide receiver room. So a little similarities between both teams there.
I think Michael, you're already in your territory. Ready, 1, 42, take 2.
And run up the middle, not really doing too much there by Malik Ross. Bring up 2nd and long. And it's a deep one down the field. Moore tried to dive for it. Got to give him major respect for trying to just lay out and sacrifice your body to get the ball, but that one was well incomplete. Bounces onto the brand new track here at Peoria Stadium. I got to say, that track looks really nice. We adding to the use of this historic facility is now a 3rd and 11. Peoria High, they move the ball faster than you can shake a stick at it. It's right up the middle by Malik Ross, and that might be enough for a Peoria High first down. And it is. Peoria High, Latif, had 30 first downs against Bloomington last week.
That's really hard performance to repeat. did see them get stopped in that first drive. Let's see if they come out here in a second.
Gist coming out of the pocket, just lost it out of bounds. Putting the pressure on him was their linebacker, or I should say defensive end, Gus Schreiber, one of 6 seniors on Normal West defense. So Normal West defense, Latif, last year was just unstoppable. They had, in fact, I believe 6 all-conference first-team defensive players, and then many more on the second team and third team as well. As Ross goes up the middle, he's still on his feet up to about the 41-yard line as we have a downed line, gain of about 8 there for Ross. And there's a line that seems to be in some pain. That may be Deuce Thornton. And both teams are going to retreat to their sidelines. So nice pickup there by Ross on third down. Deuce Thornton is the son of Peoria High head coach Tim Thornton. We'll get a quick look at his career. He is at a heck of a stretch at Peoria High. In his 14th season, his overall record is 101-43. And just got his 100th win last week against, I believe, actually, I think it's 102-43. Got his 100th win 2 weeks ago. Again, 2016 state champion, but we mentioned Latif. He's only 2-5 against Normal West. So he said this is kind of a rivalry game for them. So this is, they've won a lot in the Big 12, but the Wildcats seem to be their kryptonite.
Yeah, like you said, historically they've had great defenses. I don't know if that's the case this season, but that may be why he is 2-5 against his team. They're very physical. They've had a lot of speed on his defense in the past. So they really struggle with that, and they've been able to stop the run, which have been Peoria High's calling card over the last few seasons.
Defense is really almost the only way to beat Peoria High. You're not really going to beat them in a track meet. There's not many schools that can, as rain continues to come down. Again, injured player, not 100% who it is, but it looked like it may have been Deuce Thornton, who is a first-team all-conference tight end. He also plays a little bit of guard for Peoria High. As he gets helped slowly to his feet. And he'll be helped off the field. And all of our certainly hope that he is all right. He is a big presence for that Peoria High team. He's a locker room leader as well. He's just an enthusiastic player that really is kind of one of the lifeblood players of this Lions team. He's taking it slowly off the field. Again, to reset the scene here, lots of scoring already. Normal West struck first on a touchdown pass to Maddox Lawson on their first drive of the game. And then Peoria High, they turned it over on downs, gave it back to Normal West. Then Gary Rutherford had a pick six. Peoria High got the 2-point conversion with Malik Ross. And then Normal West responded with another touchdown pass over the top to Sincere Brown. You look at Tim Thornton right there. That's where we stand right now. 4:47 to go here in the first quarter. As we reset here, 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. All right, I should say the Lions, excuse me, on the Wildcats' 43-yard line. So now without Thornton, see who the Lions bring in to replace him. They have a lot of big bodies, Latif. Size everywhere up and down this roster. And it'll be a pre-snap flag. And this is going to be a call against Peoria High. Should be a five-yard penalty, I believe. Didn't see exactly what the call was. So I'll move it back to the 48.
Not reaching for them, but this is basically, like you said, second down for them. So they're going to go for it on fourth down regardless. So it really doesn't hurt them too much.
Angus looks to throw. He's got Moore. He beats him one-on-one. He's going to run all the way to the end zone. Javen Moore on the slant route, and he's in for his first score of the night. The big-name players have come to play at Peoria Stadium.
Just beating their man. Great body control as well. Just to keep his balance and get to the end zone.
That's job by Moore again. It is a one-on-one battle he had as they go for two. Run up the gut from Ross is good. So Peoria High has had an answer both times tonight. They lead 16-14 over the 5th-ranked Normal West Wildcats. And it goes back to what the Lions want to do. One-on-one battles, they feel like they're better in every position of the field. And again, Moore is a big-bodied receiver at 6'4", 187. That size will win. He kind of boxed out his man there. Let's take a look at the Upstream Auto Group scoring drive for Peoria High. They go 5 plays and 70 yards, 1 minute and 55 seconds. This is honestly what we sort of expected, but at this pace, Latif, boy, it could be the first one to 70 tonight if this keeps up.
You did say one of the teams might have 40 by halftime. We're kind of on that pace. I don't think we had a drive over about a minute or so. Haven't got 1 to 2 minutes, I don't think yet. Both teams are striking fast. Whatever team is able to get consistent stops is going to be able to win this game.
That's certainly what it's going to come down to. As here comes the inevitable onside kick. No, they're going to punt it deep a little bit. Weaver brings it in at about the 33, and he's lit up right away. Big special teams tackle there from the Lions. And that'll be a jolt of energy for this Peoria High team.
I think Coach Cameron doesn't want to keep giving them that great of a field position. We've seen they've been able to beat their man one-on-one, and it's a 20-yard race to a touchdown. So if they're able to push them back a little bit more, if they're able to stop this run, then they make it a little bit harder for them to score.
Certainly, as Wildcats will take over. Drew Mangrum has looked great. Maybe this is maybe what the next Tino Gist in the Big 12 is going to look like. Potential to be a 3-year starter. And Johnny Fryman won the quarterback battle before the season, but again, he got hurt and broke his hand. He may be coming back soon, but it's Mangrum's show for now, as there's going to be a false start or a pre-snap penalty of some sort against Normal West. Latif, I gotta say, full disclosure, I feel like I know football pretty good. I don't know what the referees crossing their chest with their arms. I've never seen that motion before. I have to consult the rule book to see what that motion is, because I haven't seen that in a while.
I'm just as cool as you, but all we do know is they're going to be moving backwards. And like you said, they did have that QB battle in the summer, but it was close. It wasn't like one quarterback blew each other out, so it's not much of a drop-off from Fireman to Mangrum.
Certainly not. Is a quick little screen to the outside is caught by Sincere Brown. Or I should say Maddox Lawson. Pardon the correction, but going back to those scoring drives, Latif, I'm looking at how long our scoring drives were. A minute 34, a minute 47, a minute 55. So yeah, we have not had a 2-minute long drive at all here tonight. 3 wide receiver set as they hand off to Gavin Camp. He finds some space down the outside. He's near the sticks before he gets pushed out of bounds. He'll be close to the first down marker. It will still be 3rd down and very short. Probably no more than 1. They're down in 2, rather. And 3 wide receivers all at the bottom of your screen. Mangrum puts Givens in motion with Zapata, the man covering him. And it's going to be another flag. This is probably going to go against the Wildcats. And it will be a false start indeed, so I'll move it up, make it 3rd and 7.
That's the risk you run with motioning the wide receiver across the field. A lot of times in high school football, that causes a false start. It is a little gut rushing for the Wildcats. A good start to a drive. Let's see how they convert on 3rd down.
I don't even know if Normal West has gotten a first down so far tonight, as they had their first touchdown came on their first 3rd down of the game, and then they had another. I think they had 1 on their last drive, but then they scored right away after they got the first down. 4 wide receiver set. It's gonna be a passing down for the Wildcats and a tight end. Initial play call is called off. Okay, catch the audible now. Mangrum looking down the field. He's got Brown again. Another over-the-shoulder grab. Breaks a tackle down to the 26. And the Lions are still looking for an answer to Sincere Brown. He beat Darion Mays, who was matched up against him.
We saw him against Normal Community. They've been the only team that really been able to stifle him throughout this entire season. But even that game, he had a good game. He's really, really quick, really elusive. Is really dynamic outside the catch as well. You can see him making really have a connection as well.
They hand out to Camp. He just goes laterally. Now tries to find some space, and the whole den came roaring in his face. Nothing doing for Gavin Camp. He's tackled for a loss of about 7.
To sideline right there. There was no holes created. The Cat had nowhere to go.
Defensive line for Peoria High as Patrick Jordan III, Depot Young, Tony Pohl, and Kevin Roberts have created lots of pressure on the Normal West defense tonight. If they didn't keep it up, I think they'd be at a good spot. 2nd and long, Mangrum on the slant looking for Lawson. That slant very popular tonight against this man defense, Latif.
Twice tonight. 1 was for a touchdown. So let's see how they adjust.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 now from the 21. That one got about half of what they needed. Watch Camp at the top of your screen. Spencer Russell, that Peoria High quarterback, covers the #1 wideout every week. They're going to go that direction. It's batted up and no one was home. How about Depot Young? He came in there. I should say that was Patrick Jordan III, rather, getting his big meaty paws on that one. 4th down, Normal West. Peoria High is loaded in the box, only 1 man deep. We'll see if Mangrum goes deep. He does. He's looking for Givens, and it was overthrown. No flags on the play. Great coverage by Damarion Zapata, the sophomore safety. And the Lions get that big stop, Latif. Stuff like that is going to really come back in Peoria High's favor.
A play like that can really change the matchup. They already have the home field advantage. Like the crowd here was very energetic. It's going to give them a lot of juice to this offense, who has been stellar so far. On that last play, though, I don't know if that was great coverage. I think he did get beat, but the quarterback just really overthrew it. That could have been a potential touchdown. They got really lucky right there.
Really did. Mangrum has thrown some good balls. That one just a bit out of reach. So Peoria High will take over their worst field position of the night so far. Franklin comes in as a blocker, and How about the rush there? I think Lorenz Higgins got in there pretty quickly for Normal West, or rather, that was Connell. Their linebacker who plays a little bit more as sort of an edge player. Time winding down here in the first quarter. It's probably going to be the last play, although you never know. Great catch and coverage, and another good box out. TQ Webb on the reception for Peoria High. Lions quickly back to the line. 3rd and 1 here. Franklin in motion. And they'll give it off to Ross. And he pushes. What a great job blocking from that offensive line that's so big for Peoria High. And that should do it for the first quarter. Peoria High is moving the ball down the field. They have a 16-14 lead. It's been an entertaining first quarter here at Peoria Stadium. We'll come right back here for the second quarter on CIProud.com.
What do you want in a used car? Take your choice during Uffring's Used Car Super Sale.
For you craft beer lovers, we have 25 ever-changing draft handles. Whether it's lagers, IPAs, stouts, or ciders, the Fox has something for everyone. Join us at the Fox Pub in North Peoria.
Family banking from a name you trust. Hometown Community Banks. For over 6 decades, we've been here right where you needed us. High-quality banking services delivered by caring professionals. Creating legacies since 1896. Central Illinois. It's a history we're proud of, and one we'll continue to offer to every person who walks through our doors. When you bank in your hometown, your money stays in your hometown. Hometown Community Banks, divisions of Morton Community Bank. Look for the clock tower and you'll know. We have time for you.
At Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton, we're excited.
Just hold there for a little bit.
And welcome back here to Peoria Stadium. As the rain comes down a little bit. And Peoria High, they're driving with the ball right now, but take a look at our key players to watch tonight. I think we found some pretty good ones. Our key players to watch were Gavin Camp for Normal West and Javen Moore. Camp doesn't have a touchdown so far yet tonight, but Moore does. Those are going to be 2 players to watch as a run up the middle by Detarion Pollard. Picks up a medium gain. But, you feel like, obviously Camp hasn't reached the end zone so far, but he's a lock almost to reach it just about every single game. In fact, he's had 4 straight weeks with a rushing touchdown, but back to the Lions rush. How about the push? They're still going all the way up to the 43. I've never seen a push that good in my life. Wow. So 1st and 10 now from the 42-yard line. For Peoria High, and Latif, obviously Peoria High is, they've thrown the ball a little bit, but if they can run and get blocks like that, they'll really be set up for success here tonight.
And the biggest thing is that, it tires out of defense. It tires out of defense, especially a defensive line and our safeties having to make them arm tackles every single play. And so if they can get that going, it's going to be really hard to stop them.
Looks like we have a little bit of stoppage here. The refs are conversing here at the 42-yard line, and apologies. We had brought to our attention. We had I believe, a small technical difficulty with one of our microphones, but I think hopefully we should be all good by now. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of penalty on Normal West. That moved the ball ahead 15 yards, Latif. And And Gist drops back to throw. Looking for it all with Webb. He brings it in over his outstretched arms. What a ball from Tino Gist to TQ Webb. May as well call him TD Webb.
And TQ Webb, we know how dynamic he is. A returner from last season. Showed some flashes last season when you came to watch Peoria High. And that may be the best ball I've ever seen Tino Gist throw, especially in person. That was a dime.
That was certainly a beauty there. And another quick scoring drive for Peoria High. Now they're starting to kind of gain control of this one. They go for two again. They hand off to Datarion Pollard. He's going to be close. And the referees say he didn't get there. Great tackle by the West defense. Kept him just short of the end zone. So that'll be 22-14. Peoria High leading. Let's get a look at the Upstream Auto Group scoring drive. Peoria High, 6 plays, 79 yards, 1 minute and 46 seconds. Another scoring drive of less than 2 minutes, Latif.
Yeah, this game has been lightning fast. But I think that an underrated storyline of that drive right there, they didn't get the 2-point conversion. It keeps it from being a 2-possession game into a 1-possession game, so that's going to be very, very good for Norman West. You got to come out that drive with a moral victory.
So it's been a back and forth battle so far. West struck first, and Peoria High responded, and back to West. Now Peoria High's got 2 scores in a row. I feel like any time that you can kind of get those 2 scores in a row, that's big, because when you saw Norwood Community and Peoria High hung with them. They had an answer almost every time throughout the game, as the onside kick recovered by Maddox Lawson at midfield. But, really the difference in that game was Norwood Community, they got 2 or 3 scores in a row and ended up being the difference maker. Other than that, it was just score for score for score all night long.
Yeah, we did say whatever team gets a stop here early is going to be victorious. Neither team has really been able to do it consistently, but we have seen 2 stops from this Peoria High defense, an interception that turned into a pick 6, and then they stopped them on 4th down in their own territory. So they have to be feeling good. The defense line has been playing amazing, been stopping the run a lot, forcing Norman West to pass, which they like to do. But if you can control one side of the offensive line, that does make your chances for victory a lot better.
And that it does, as West will come back again. But want to see if they go more over the top. But again, all those cornerbacks playing man-to-man coverage. They're not playing any cover 2s today, as give up the middle. I believe that went to Givens, and he's stuffed again by the Peoria High defensive line.
And I think they're trying to stay balanced. We see, like, the first time I watched them this season against Norman Community, they were very, very pass-heavy. I think they're trying to stay unpredictable. That's really what's opened up the passing game for them. They've ran 3 straight times, and then on 4th down or on 3rd down, that's when they open up the passing book. So I think they're just trying to stay balanced.
And they will pass here, kind of balance things out. Risky ball to Lawson, but it's a great tackle there by the Peoria High secondary. I believe that may have been Darion Mays with the tackle.
And that could have been a disastrous play. Great play by the receivers to just catch the ball and take that tackle for loss. I think those are one of those plays where Mangrum had his read already before he even snapped the ball. Your coach is going to tell you what you should be looking for first. He didn't go through his progression right there, hit the first read, and thankfully that wasn't an interception.
As a flag flies, referee's motion, this is going to be on Normal West. So again, that after that tackle for loss, it's going to be offsides rather against Peoria High. So that'll make it a 3rd and 8 now in Lion territory.
I haven't seen many penalties tonight, actually.
Playbook open here for Normal West. They're probably going to pass. They fake the end around to Sincere Brown. Now Magrum's in trouble, and he lofts it out of bounds. They'll bring up 4th down. This is a bit of a tougher spot to decide if you're going to go for 4th down. On TV, saw him go for it on their Peoria High 21. now close to the midfield. I don't know if you want to give Peoria High a shorter field than what they need to deal with.
I'm punting here. You
And
definitely have to try to pin Peoria High's offense deep in their own territory. If you were to go for it, which doesn't seem like they are, you're running the risk of a quick score from Peoria High.
And that's what they will do. It's like back deep to return is man at the 30, a man at the 20. Webb is at the 20. And snap is good. Punt is nearly blocked by Sean Franklin, calling for a fair catch. This ball is going to take a bit of a Normal West roll inside the 10. They try and blow it down even further, but that's a pretty good boot down to about the 7 or 8 yard line. So job done for the Normal West special teams. I'll give Peoria High their longest field of the night so far. It hasn't mattered though.
Yeah, it's time right now for a Normal West big stop. If they go up by 2 possessions, this game is going to be that much more out of reach for Normal West. So they need a big stop right here, a big play from their defense. Try to create a turnover. You got them deep in their own territory. Since the pressure, it's time for a big play.
And Webb is a big play threat. Ross can also run off a big run at any given time, although he won't here. Pickup of about a couple. Anytime the Normal West can get a decent stop of maybe about 4 or 5 yards, Latif, I feel like that's got to be a pretty big victory again. Being very outsized by this Lions offensive line as they quickly go back. This one out to Sean Franklin, who makes the move out across the 20. He's still on his feet past the 30-yard line. How about Sean Franklin tiptoeing like a ballerina for a pickup of 21 on second down?
And I'm going to tell you what's the underrated part about that play. You obviously got the big game, but that was a great block by the wide receiver right there on the wide receiver screen. A great block, set that up for him perfectly. If he misses that block, it's a tackle for loss.
Certainly, you got to give credit to those wide receivers that do that blocking, and Franklin does do a lot of blocking for the most part. But he's on the receiving end there. He had a big week last week with 9 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown. Another little screen here. This one to TQ Webb, and he's wrapped up there by Trey Frost of Normal West, one of the few returners on this Wildcats defense.
It is so hard to get this Peoria High offense off of the field, especially with how efficient they are on 4th down. You don't really see that much from high school teams, how efficient they are on 3rd and 4th down. It's insane. So you need a big stop right here from your Normal West defense.
And Normal West, they're a great team at stopping 3rd and 4th down. So far this season, Latif, they have allowed opponents to only convert 8 of 82 third-down opportunities. That's less than 10%. On 4th down, opponents have only gotten the job done 10 out of 53 times. That's less than 20%. So it's been a strong suit for them so far, and that'll get tested here today. 3rd and 6 from the 38 with 7:31 to go. Gets hands off to Ross up the middle, who breaks free across the 45 up to the 49-yard line. Great push up the middle there by Kamar Montford and Jaquarius Green, the big sophomore left guard. There's a flag down near midfield. This one may have came in near the end of the play.
Maybe a face mask.
Anytime a flag comes in late, there's always a risk. It's a 15-yard one, either a face mask or an unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't catch any unsportsmanlike activity going on, although we're up here in the booth. You never know what's going on down on the field, but I can guarantee it's going to be a little bit of a chippy game. This game means a lot for both teams. Again, Normal West, the number 5 team in Class 6A. Peoria High, the number 10 team in Class 5A. You see their records there right below their scores on the screen. And it is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Normal West. So give the Lions an extra 15 yards. You can't really do that, Latif. You don't want to give. It's one thing you can't give to Peoria High is extra yards.
That is definitely should not be part of the plan. You got to control your emotions right there. That's a big, big penalty right there for Normal West. Right now, this is where Peoria likes to take a shot, so look out for that.
Ross with a burst of speed up the middle up to the 20-yard line. A pick up a 15, shot out of a cannon on that play. 2 big runs in a row from the man they call Astro. I asked him why they called him Astro. He just says, because I just take off like an Astro. Seems to get the job done. 1st and 10 now from the 19. Another give to Astro up to about the 15 before he's wrestled down by Briar Lienerman of the Wildcats linebacking core.
I may have been a few plays too early on them taking a shot, but they do like their chances here against man-to-man coverage deep in Normal West territory. We've seen that twice tonight. Tino just delivering great balls to his receivers.
Gets another handoff to Ross. He's been a workhorse on this drive. He's got some space. Can he get to the end zone? No, a touchdown saving tackle from Camp. But Ross out to about the 1.5 yard line or so. He of Peoria High 4 tries on the 1 or 2 yard line, Latif. You gotta like their odds.
Yeah, they've really established a run this drive, and that almost touchdown.
And he just reached it across the goal line. Got it by a nose. Malik Ross. What a drive from the senior running back. They handed it to him on 5 straight plays. Picked up over 60 yards on those runs. And another touchdown for Peoria High, Latif. 28-14. It could be 30-14 now, pending this 2-point conversion. They'll throw. Gist looking for his man. He's got it. 2-point conversion is good. He got TQ Webb. Make it a 30-14 ball game. Now Normal West trails by 16 after leading by 6, as 22 in a row from Peoria High.
They're finding their groove. First couple drives, opened up with a passing game. This drive really made it a statement in the running game. They can beat you in so many ways. They can do it with their defense. They can do it with their running game. They can do it with their passing game. Coach Tim Thornton, you can just feel the confidence in this team. They know they can't really be stopped. And that's a major weapon to have in a game like this.
Certainly, as we're going to look at the Peoria High score drive brought to you by the Upstring Auto Group. 6 plays, 92 yards in 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Boy, Latif, it felt like, hey, you can pin Peoria High deep after that great punt. We may have a chance of stopping them here, and that has not been the case. This Lions offense averaging 56 points per game, as they'll kick it deep. They're doing that a little bit more this year as Edmondson brings it in, and he fell down at the 15-yard line, and he will be down there again. It's not the NFL. Anytime you go down, you don't have to be touched. That's what Normal West will start their drive. But interesting fact, Latif, as let's take a look at the tail of the tape for both of these teams. Peoria High averaging 56 points a game through 7 games of the season. If they kept this streak up, they kept this pace up, I should say, and they went all the way to the state title game, hypothetically, like they did last year, that would be the second most points scored by a team in a single season in state history. The team that scored the most points in state history this season was also Peoria High back in 2016 when they won the state championship. This offense, one of the best in a long time that you've seen. Hand off to Edmondson. He's across the 20. He's at 30. This is going to be a long touchdown run. One man to beat. He's chasing him down. Will he get there? No, he's brought down at the 8. What a touchdown saving tackle. That was Gary Rutherford, the linebacker, chasing him down.
Yeah, what a big play for Normal West. But like you said, great stop from Gary Rutherford. Kind of remind you of Buda Baker in the NFL. That was a great touchdown saving stop right there, showing off his athleticism. Might I say DK Metcalf, not Buda Baker, but Great effort from right there. Let's see if Normal West can capitalize on that big run.
Say Buda Baker's already made it. Gary Rutherford is hoping to make it, but certainly think he can. Lots of Peoria High alumni have reached NFL, Kendrick Green being one of them. They hand off now to Edmondson right on the left side. What a great block being thrown. Didn't catch who that was. I think that may have been Camp. He's shaken up a bit. You can see on your screen number 1 in white. And there's also a Peoria High Lion down. So we'll take a quick break. And Camp is down on Normal West sideline. And we have a Lion down on the field. So this has not been a stellar night in terms of injuries. It's been unfortunate to see again. Deuce Thornton for Peoria High suffered quite a significant injury. He's sitting on the trainer's table right now, but it looks like his night is certainly through. Heart breaks for the young man, the junior offensive lineman, and so we're gonna look at Camp and the downed Lion. Sort of only chances to really catch our breath, Latif, with how fast these offenses go. You know, Peoria High, they go no huddle pretty much all of the time. And it showed in their length of their scoring drives again. It's been the 2-minute drill all night long. Aside from the last drive, which took a little over 3 minutes.
Yep. All the drives tonight have been lightning quick. Seen a lot of scoring. We're probably on pace for about a 50, 60-point night from maybe both teams.
I think
tonight.
so.
But yeah, that was a great run. We haven't seen a Normal West running game get going that much so far. That was a great run from them.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 great runs from Josiah Edmondson on this drive. So far, his season high for yardage is 125. He did that on 10 rushes against Urbana a couple weeks ago. Now, given you can rush for 125 yards against Peoria High, it might look a little bit better than rushing for 125 yards against Urbana. He's still trying to find their footing back as a varsity program, but I think they're just glad to be playing football. As Lion coming off the field. A tough night for injuries. Looks like that's Darion Mays, the sophomore cornerback who's made some pretty good plays here tonight. Looks like he's holding his arm at the moment. Still no word on Gavin Camp on Normal West. He was shaken up after that play, and we'll get a timeout here called by Normal West. This is a Fox Pub timeout. I want to thank our friends over at the Fox Pub in Peoria. A little bit of a British-Irish themed bar. If you're watching from there tonight, our cheers over to you. Glad you're tuning in here on CIProud.com. Again, Jonathan Michael, Latif Love here in the booth with you. And while we have a quick break, let's do a little shameless plug. CSM Overtime, our new written venture this year. We have all sorts of written content all season long. We've had lots of football coverage around the area. We have weekly pick'ems, athlete of the weeks. We have daily roundups for all teams and all schools around the Peoria High and Bloomington Normal areas. Lots of Normal West and Peoria High coverage every day, and also some feature stories as well. Also, that IHSA playoff bracketology had one this past week, and we have another one coming up early next week after the conclusion of these games this weekend. Normal West, Gavin Camp back in the game. Did he plunge in the end zone? He did. Normal West gets a much-needed response. They draw closer. It's 30-20 on the Gavin Camp touchdown run. Make that 5 straight weeks with a rushing touchdown for their wide receiver.
What a dynamic athlete Gavin Camp is. Should be looking for him to play at the next level, all conference. Last season, you can do it on the defense end, you can do it in the running game, you can do it in the passing game. One of the most versatile players in the entire state. 5 straight weeks for him for a touchdown. Looking to see what he can do at the next level.
Yeah, certainly he's got some offers for sure. He's got offers from Minot State, Iowa Western Community College. How about this setup from Normal West? Just one-man snap, and it's direct one to Mangrum, who runs it in and chucks the ball in celebration. How about that formation? They bring all the offensive linemen to the top of your screen, and they just trusted Drew Mangrum's speed, and he makes it a one-possession game now, 30-22, with 5:14 to go here in the second quarter. And let's get a quick look at the scoring drive for Normal West. 3 plays, 84 yards, and 56 seconds. Those 2 big runs from Josiah Edmondson, and then capped off by the plunge from Gavin Camp. You know, back to Camp, Latif, one of our key players to watch tonight. He's so versatile, you mentioned. He runs the ball. He's a wide receiver. He's a kick and punt returner and plays in the secondary as well. He also has a very high football IQ that allows him to play all those positions and thrive in all of them as well. So a special player. Normal West is going to miss him a lot next year because he is everywhere on the field.
To do all that, you got to have instincts, and that's not something you can really teach in football. To have the instincts to play safety, secondary, return kicks, that's just an IQ thing, like you said.
Javen Moore almost ran it back for a touchdown, but Sincere Brown tripped him up at about the 33-yard line. That's where the Lions will take over on this drive with 5:08 to go, Latif. You figure that this one could be a, I don't know, maybe say 38-38, 45-38 type of game before halftime. Offense has just been rampant tonight, and it's kind of what we expected.
We got 5 minutes left here, not too many 2-minute drives, so we can see three or four more scores before halftime.
Franklin the man in motion, and they hand off to Malik Ross, who's getting hot. Good stop by that defensive line of Normal West. Again, Gus Schreiber in on the tackle. Schreiber goes by the name Gus. Interesting fact, he's listed on their roster. His full name is Gustav. I probably want to go by Gus. Pass to Sean Franklin, shakes the tackle. Frost wraps it up at the 45, but not before Peoria High picks up another first down. Yes, it's really spread the ball around well tonight. Franklin, Moore, and Webb all have multiple catches. Here's TQ Webb, sideline speed up to about the 43. Takes out a teammate on the sideline. Amari Branch was the unfortunate one to get knocked down. He pops right back up. Second and 1 now from the 45. Rolls out, looking for it all. He's got a man. That's going to be another Peoria High touchdown. Javen Moore, number 2 of the night. As the lights flicker in celebration. We've seen that quite a bit tonight at Peoria Stadium.
You know, those lights are a great investment. Had to know they're going to use them a lot this season and seasons to come. This offense has been dominant for years and years now. But tonight they've spread the love a lot. Javion Moore, 2 touchdowns. TQ Webb with a lot of dynamic plays and a touchdown. Malik Ross with a touchdown. I would imagine if you come to Peoria High, you know you're going to be getting a chance to be in the end zone a lot.
Yeah, certainly, and they did that last week. He had 5 different receivers scored touchdowns. Malik Ross scored 2 touchdowns. He has a 2-point conversion, and Peoria High's 16-point lead is right back to where it was. I mean, this is just classic Big 12 football, Latif. One team punches, the other team punches right back. You have no clue how this one's going to end, but grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. This is shaping up to be a doozy of a ball game. And if you like points, you come to the right place. Let's get a look at our Uptree Auto Group scoring drive. 4 plays and 67 yards, just 50 seconds. So now, after both teams have some under 2-minute scoring drives, there's 2 straight scoring drives of under 1 minute. It's like a competition of who can score the fastest.
Yeah. And I said 3 or 4 scores before the half. They see 4 or 5. Let's see if Peoria High can get a stop. I was almost confused. All the scoring just got my mind boggled right now. A lot of back and forth action. Like I said, this game has been lightning so far. And we thought that the weather may have an effect. Hasn't had much of an effect. We've seen a lot of passing from both sides as well. So it's just great to watch.
And you mentioned it, Latif. We thought weather would be a big factor, but the showers have held off now for the most part. I don't see a lot coming down at the moment. So certainly good to see that's not having an effect on this game because, now with the conditions being clear, you feel like, both teams' talent potential is just fully unlocked. You can really just see what each team has in store on full display. So 1st and 10 now, Normal West at the Peoria High 49-yard line. It looks like no Drew Mangrum on the field. Looks like Gavin Camp. They're going to do a direct snap to him. And they'll call a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Fox Pub in Peoria. I thank all of our sponsors for their support of tonight's broadcast. With it, tonight's show would not be possible. Glad you tuned in on CIProud.com. And I thank all of our great crew. Patrick Huber right at our controls. Josh Messenger, our producer. All of our camera ops tonight. And Paco Alonso on the sidelines doing some social media updates. Follow us on Twitter at Clutch Sports IL and on Instagram at Clutch Sports Media. Also on Facebook on Clutch Sports Media. Clutch Sports Media. I don't know where I got .com from, but and also my broadcast partner Latif Love. It's been a entertaining night at the newly renovated Peoria Stadium. Camp stays in at quarterback. They'll do a little bit of a wildcat here. Brown in motion, direct snap to Camp, and he is stuffed right away. How about tackling by committee there? Right into a wall of red and black. Second and 7 now from the 46. Time taken here in the second half, or second quarter, but still plenty of time to score. Camp is brought down in the backfield, had nowhere to go. As big number 50, Patrick Jordan III, his second TFL tonight.
Yeah, he's been dominant tonight. In the backfield a lot. Had a pass breakup, had a sack. He's been balling tonight. I want to see Norman West go to Sincere Brown here. Been a little bit quiet since a few drives from now. He's had a great game. So let's see if they can get him open over the top. It's a big moment right here. They need to score on this drive. Let's see what happens.
It really is a big juncture in this game. Definitely enough time on the clock for Peoria High to score if they do turn it over. 3rd and 13. Mangrum back in, finds Camp on the slant route. On 3rd and long, you got to find your trusty option. He did. Good coverage by Russell, but a better grab there from the Wildcat senior wide receiver. I think they're probably going to go for it here on 4th down and 1. Nobody in the backfield for Mangrum. Edmondson, the running back, is split out wide. And looks like Tim Thornton wants to talk things over for Peoria High. So let's take another Fox Pub timeout with 2:22 to go. So Peoria High is just one timeout left, as does Normal West. Latif, what do you think both teams are talking about? Let's start with Normal West. 4th and 1. If you've had success passing the ball, do you try running it here and just all you need is a yard? But that Peoria High defensive line has been pretty good tonight.
I imagine that Peoria High just saying not a big play right here. It's like obviously they're trying to stop the 4th down, but it's closing it on 2 minutes, so you don't want to give up anything big before the half.
There's a penalty on Normal West. Dude, they didn't even realize it. They just heard the whistles and said, "Yeah, the heck with that. We'll run a play anyways." So they'll move them back. Now it's 4th and 6. I feel like here, Latif, you probably got to pass. You've had some good runs tonight, but on 4th down, it's a tough spot to run the ball. They're actually going to punt it away as Zach Rumps comes back on to give it a boot. Last time he punted, it got down at the Peoria 8. See if he can pin him deep, at least inside the 20 this time. Punt is nearly blocked. The Lions bring the heat again. Gets a big Normal West bounce. This is looking good. Ball dives at about the 10, 11 yard line or so. So it'll be a little bit of a long field for Peoria High, but 2:11, that is plenty of time. I think that they go to Ross a lot. I think you probably pass it as much as you can on this drive, maybe.
And you look back at it, 2 big penalties have changed the course of this game. Right now, they are down a few scores. Had a chance right here before half to make this game a little closer. Get the penalty right there. Can't go for it on 4th down. And then they had that big 15-yard penalty when they were trying to stop Peoria High a few drives ago. So penalty hasn't been a big thing, but when you really take a look at it, it's been detrimental for Normal West.
You certainly bring up a great point, and here's another big run brought down hard there. Looks like by Frost. Or I should say, that is Malik Givens, rather. Frost is 44. Givens is just number 4. Under 2 minutes to go. Gets a play action and finds the man on the outside. Looks like that was Jalen Rayford. A sophomore wide receiver is not quite the forgotten man in the Peoria High's receiving group. It's so deep. But Rayford has had 4 touchdowns this year, including 1 last week. Lions continue to go quickly. Gets looking short to the outside. Instead, Gets rolls out, delivers a ball, and can't hang on. He was trying to go for Javen Moore, who's been so sure-handed tonight, but that'll bring up a 3rd down Peoria High.
I wonder if just he had a streak down the sideline right there. It was wide open. It would have been a pretty crazy throw to make on the move, but we see him make some great throws tonight. I wonder if he saw that.
Short gain there on 3rd down for the Lions, so 4th and short. I know you don't punt very often. They probably won't do so here, but Normal West can get a stop. They have a timeout left, and it would be a short field. Big play here for the West defense. They really don't want to give up a score before the half. They're going in a man-to-man defense. Oh, they came close to jumping, but they stay back behind the neutral zone. Gets hard cut unsuccessful again. Clock still winding below 45 seconds. Senior quarterback rolls out. He's looking deep. He's got a wide open TQ Webb who brings it in and stays on his feet. What a play! Gist to Webb. Unbelievable.
I really hope our camera crew got a shot of that. That's going to be one of the best highlights we have on the Clutch Sports Media channel. Amazing body control, amazing balance to stay on top right there, and a gut-wrenching play before half. On 4th down, it looked like they had the play stopped. And then out of nowhere, Tino throws that down the sideline. He really beat the defender right there. It was an underthrow. He had to come back to it. You thought for a second he might drop it, and he just mosses him right there. Stays on his feet and scores. Another great game for TQ Webb. Another great game for these receivers at Peoria High. Man, that was amazing.
Gist can, and obviously all Webb too, but, Webby, he can just blow the roof off the place with his big play potential at any given point, and he was wide open. Like you said, he had to come back to the ball. That's why he had to sustain that hit, but not only was the catch spectacular, but he got, a nice push from his defender and still stayed on his feet and then used his speed to get to the end zone. So, actually, is that called back? Hey, Latif, actually, believe it or not, we were so caught up with the light show and how good that catch was. That catch was called back. So no touchdown for TQ Webb. There was a penalty on Peoria High. They just booted it away. A little pooch punt. So no score for the Lions. Boy, Normal West is going to be lucky for that. Didn't see what the call was, but there was a flag that negated that long touchdown pass from Tino Gist to TQ Webb. So now Drew Manger and the Wildcats have the ball. 24 seconds left on their own 39.
Yeah, that was pretty confusing. Nevertheless, still a great play by TQ Webb. But let's see if they can capitalize.
Another slant route that's been good for Normal West so far, and Givens is leveled from the secondary coming up. Looks like that was Jackenzie Tillman on the tackle. Clock will stop briefly for the first down. West goes quickly to the line. 16 seconds left. We got time for maybe 2, maybe 3 more plays. Pressure coming by Roberts. Bingham has to get rid of it. He's going down. Big sack from the Peoria High defense. Dorsey Doss, who earned his starting spot, wrapped him up.
I think a penalty may came out, but you definitely can't take a sack right there.
The clock did not start. It still reads 16 seconds. Lots of confusion here at Peoria High in the end of the first half. First, the touchdown's negated by a flag, and now this is a clock issue or what is going on. We'll wait and see, but 2 great plays from Peoria High, and unfortunately, neither one of them may count. There's going to be a face mask on the Lions. That move at 15 yards in Normal West direction. So not only does the touchdown not count, but now that sack doesn't count as the Boo Birds are now out at Peoria Stadium. Mangrum drops back, looking for his man on the sideline. That's Brown. Did he catch it? I believe he did. And he got out of bounds inside the 20. Boy, oh boy, Latif. You thought it would be a 3-possession game. And now all of a sudden, Normal West is looking like it could be a 1-possession game now in just a matter of seconds.
And that penalty was a big momentum shifter for the Wildcats. Let's see how to capitalize. One quick play here, and then I would try to go for a field goal if you do not get it.
Mangrum looks for his man. Incomplete. Nice pass breakup there by Spencer Russell, the top cornerback for the Lions. So 2 seconds left. It would be about a 34-yard field goal for Zach Rums. Head coach Nathan Fincham said that short field goals are in range for him, but nothing too long. I don't believe he actually has attempted a field goal other than a PAT this year, so Normal West will talk it over on a Fox Pub timeout.
If you believe you're a kicker here, I will go field goal. You do want to get some points before half. So I would go field goal. I think on that last possession, they should try to do some, again, on the sideline to maybe stop the clock. Pass right there to the middle of the field wasn't the smartest decision, but it didn't take much time.
Again, Normal West received it to start the game. So it'll be Peoria High ball to start the second half. Maybe you might just want to go for the touchdown here. Try and pick up 17 plays. Mangrum has the arm. He's got the wide receivers to do so. From the bottom of your screen, it's Lawson, Givens, and then Camp in the slot. And Edmondson in the backfield. Camp is in motion. He's got Russell on him. Mangrum drops back. He's looking for this man. He got a touchdown. Sincere Brown with a strike before the half. How about the Wildcats going 69 yards in 41 seconds?
And that was one of the only plays we've seen from Peoria High that wasn't man coverage. They looked like a cover 2 type play right there, and he just did a streak right up the middle of the field, right between those two zone defenders. A great read right there from Mangrum, and a back-breaking touchdown to give up before the half. Momentum shifted so fast. We saw a Tiki Webb touchdown, and it was called back, and the momentum just shifted so fast.
It goes from a 3-possession game now to a 1-possession game if Normal West can convert on this 2-point conversion, but Tim Thornton is going to take a timeout. So might as well use it. Now, obviously, you're not going to take it into the locker room with you. Again, this timeout brought to you by Fox Pub in Peoria. I want to thank them for their support of tonight's broadcast, but my, oh my, Latif. I know Peoria High can get on the field in a jiffy, and Normal West can as well. I didn't know if they get down the field that quick with just one timeout, and they did so. They had that first pass. I believe that was to Camp to pick up about 20. And then there was that face mask call, and after that, it would have been a sack by Dorsey Doss. So that gave him an extra 15, put him about the 26. Then there was a sideline grab, I believe, by Brown that got him down to about the 17. And then the touchdown pass from Drew Mangrum to Sincere Brown, his second of the night. And Normal West can make it an 8-point game. Mangrum drops back to pass, is tipped and no good. So it will remain a 10-point game heading into the half. My word, Latif, we haven't got a chance to catch our breath much, but what an exciting game this has been. 38-20 at the half. No one reaches the 40-point mark like we talked about, but I mean, might be the first one to 70 tonight.
Yeah, Peoria High is on pace for 76 points tonight. We did know it was going to be a high-scoring affair, a lot of offense, but it's been key plays by both defenses. Penalties being the big storyline. A lot of momentum changes. The crowd has had some effects. We saw some chirpy play on sportsmanlike conduct, and I noticed on another play, a little interaction. So tensions are high. A lot of scoring right now. It's going to be a great second half.
We've seen big runs, big passes, big plays negated by penalties. We've seen pick sixes. We've seen just about everything you can imagine, and we're only through the first half. It is going to be a great second half of football here on CIProud.com. I'm going to send it to break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk you through some playoff scenarios for both of these teams, Normal West and Peoria High, what to watch for coming up in the next 2 weeks or so. And then we'll come back, recap the first half, and give you some out-of-town scores. Don't go away, folks. Plenty of content coming for you up here at halftime. We'll be right back here on CIProud.com.
The deals are everywhere during Uftring's Used Car Super Sale.
How about all-wheel drive? Used trucks you can count on.
Local trade-ins.
Get the used car you really want at every Uftring Auto Group dealer.
Uftring, serving you since 1982.
The Fox has become known for some of the best British and American pub fare around. And for you craft beer lovers, we have 25 ever-changing draft handles. Whether it's lagers, IPAs, stouts, or ciders, the Fox has something for everyone. Join us at the Fox Pub in North Peoria.
What do you want in a used car? Take your choice during Uftring's Used Car Super Sale.
How about great gas mileage?
Local trade-ins. A certified warranty.
The deals are everywhere at every Uftring Auto Group dealer.
Uftring, serving you since 1982.
Local 649 is looking for the next generation of apprentices. Between our commitment to safety and detail and state-of-the-art training facility, you will find more than just a career, but a family, creating legacies since 1896.
It wasn't that long ago that I was ready to break, working a job that was making me miserable. Sure, I was getting my paycheck, but I was missing out on everything that mattered. I had to make a change, and that change was joining Sunflower Real Estate Group. Becoming a realtor didn't just give me the flexibility I needed. I'm no longer too tired to have fun at night, and I never miss my kids' games. Sunflower got my life back on track. Sunflower Real Estate Group, the brightest spot in real estate.
Sam Lehman Morton, the #1 Ram truck dealer in the Midwest with over 100 Rams in stock and coming. During our Ram Power Day sales event, take $11,000 off brand new Ram Bighorns or finance for 2.9%. And shop during our Jeep Adventure Days to save with $8,500 off MSRP on a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Plus, take $4,000 off hard-to-find brand-new V8 Dodge Chargers. It's the last year of production. Only at Sam Liebman of Morton.
What's up, guys? Jonathan Michael with Clutch Sports Media here. The playoffs are right around the corner for high school football. Could not be a more exciting time. There's lots of possibilities floating around with where these teams are going to be when they get to the playoffs. So we'll kind of do a little bit of a preview for both these teams playing here tonight and some other ones around the area that you may be interested in. This past week, we just released our Clutch Sports Media bracketology for all 8 classes on Clutch Sports Media Overtime. Head to our website, and under Overtime, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that, and you can get access to all of our projections and everything. But we'll give you a little bit of kind of what we're thinking about with both teams here and what lies ahead and what could possibly happen down in the next couple of weeks between Peoria High, Normal West, and more. So first off, we'll kind of just give you a brief overview of how the playoff pairings and seedings and brackets are determined. So obviously, any team that's 5-4 or above is likely going to make the playoffs. Technically, you need to be 6-3 to clinch. But the way it's looking right now, every 5-4 team should make the playoffs, and both of these teams already have 5 wins on the year, so they should be pretty much locked in to making the postseason. So you take all the teams in the state that have a winning record, and you put them at 5-4, 6-3, 7-2, all those teams, and then you pretty much order them. The tiebreakers are based off of how many opponents your wins have, so that plays a part. And then also the class that you're in, whether it's 5A, 6A, whatever, is determined by how big your school is. And that determination isn't final until the list of all the qualifying teams are done. However, long story short, Peoria High is locked, I think, to be in 5A. I think Normal West is comfortably in Class 6A. So we'll start with Peoria High. Our projections had them, again, this game is going to be very close. At the beginning of the week, I figured it would be a toss-up, and whenever I had a toss-up, I'd go with the home team. So our projections at the moment have Peoria High winning this game, although you don't know. Maybe Normal West could also win as well. But in Class 5A, if Peoria High can win this game, I also think their favorite is PND. That would put them at 7-2 on the year, and they have 34 opponents' wins. Now you may ask, what are opponents' wins? Well, those are pretty simple. It's all the amount of wins that all your opponents, all 9 of them, all the wins that they have combined. And the more opponent wins you have, that's kind of the tiebreaker between teams that have the same record. So if you play a tougher schedule like Peoria High has, Normal West has also played a pretty decently tough schedule, that will certainly help you out in seeding. So at the moment right now, if Peoria High can win both games, I currently have them as a 7 seed in the southern bracket of Class 5A. That would put them up against, our projections have them facing Carbondale, the 10 seed, who I also believe, looking at them right now, I also have at 7-2. However, they've played a little bit of a less imposing schedule. So I think Peoria High, they would also host that game in week 1 at least. If they can be a top 8 seed, they will host. So certainly something to look for. Also in Class 5A, some possible opponents that could provide a lot of intrigue for Peoria High. Those include Sacred Heart Griffin, although maybe not quite as much. Metamora is certainly a possibility to face. I have the Redbirds right now projected to be 6-3. However, they could win against Dunlap and maybe fight for a top seed and would be hosting in the playoffs. But Peoria High and Metamora, that's certainly a possibility. Also, I think if you move on later into the second round, I think, Peoria High, they could face SHG, like I mentioned. They could also face Morton as well. That would be a very interesting game, considering that Morton's head coach is Adam O'Neill, a former assistant under Tim Thornton at Peoria High and was part of the 2016 playoff run. So that could be really interesting. 5A is always loaded with lots of great teams and teams from all over the state, honestly. You get some teams from around Chicago, you get some teams from Central Illinois, a couple from the southern parts of the state. Mahomet Seymour is a team to watch out for as well. Joliet Catholic, they're just playing in 5A this year. So 5A is going to be really fun when those brackets are released next Saturday evening. So real quick, we'll move on to Normal West. They are up in Class 6A. Again, projections had them losing this game, but again, they could easily win it for sure. Only reason I went with Peoria High, again, coin flip game, is because Peoria High was the home team. But Normal West right now, I have them sitting pretty good. Even if they lose this game, I still figure they might be 7-2. Got a tough game against Centennial this next week. but they will be hosting that one as well. So I think Normal West can at least go 1-1 in these next 2 weeks. And Class 6A is looking a little weak this year. There's not as many 9-0 or 8-1 teams. In fact, these projections only have 4 teams that in the entire state that are 8-1 or above. So Normal West, again, 7-2, you're looking pretty good. If you're 8-1, you're kind of bargaining for maybe one of the top seeds in the entire state. So if Normal West goes 1-1, finishes 7-2, they have 27 opponents win. So not as much as Peoria High, but you can still get it done. I have Normal West right now as a number 4 seed in the Class 6A Southern portion. They would be facing the number 13 seed Lamont out of the southwestern suburbs of Chicago. I have Lamont right now. I've projected them to finish 5-4. They have a game against Oaklawn Richards, who's also projected to make the playoffs, and also against Thornton Fractional North, who's also projected to make the playoffs as well. So Lamont will be tested these next 2 weeks. Again, it only takes 1 or 2 outcomes for these projections to shift and everything, and one domino could lead to a lot of different possibilities being around. But some likely opponents other than Lamont that I see Normal West facing, they could also face Simeon from Chicago, Midlothian Bremen, who Washington faced last year in the playoffs. Both those teams are kind of in the southern portion of Chicago a little bit. Blue Island Eisenhower is a possibility. Again, not expecting anyone to know anything about these schools right off the top of their head, but just giving some ideas of what they could face. If Normal West, again, if they are the 4 seed, they could be facing Dunlap in the second round, who I have Dunlap as the 5 seed right now. So that could be really interesting as well. A little Mid-Illini Big 12 crossover. We would love that at Clip Sports Media. I'm sure a lot of fans around here would love to see some Big 12 teams face up against some Mid-Illini teams. And really, I think the thing to watch out for in Class 6A is, obviously every year there's the buzzsaw that is East St. Louis and Normal West. They'll know them all too well. They lost them in the first round of the playoffs last year. So I have East St. Louis at a 3 seed right now. Obviously, they play a little bit more of a national schedule in their non-conference. So that's why they have their 2 losses against some of the best teams, honestly, in the entire country. They're the number 1 team in the Class 6A AP poll right now. So if you're Normal West, you're going to want to be hoping to avoid East St. Louis as long as possible. You're going to be in the southern portion of the bracket with them, but if you could be in a different quadrant than them, so to say, that would certainly be something to watch out for as well. So I also Normal Community, if there's any Ironman fans that are watching, I think they'll be pretty good. I have them as one of the number 2 seed overall in Class 7A. Other Big 12 schools, I have Peoria Notre Dame making the playoffs in Class 4A as a number 13 seed. I also have Danville in the playoffs in Class 5A as a 14 seed. And I'm trying to think who else. I think that may be it for the Big 12. It's going off the top of my head right now. But again, those are the projections we have. We will have updated projections for all of Class 8 brackets. I'll price through all 8 classes, I should say, coming out on Clip Sports Media Overtime next week. And then the playoff pairings, again, will be announced on Saturday evening after all the games in the state have been finished. So it should be exciting final 2 weeks. Hope you guys tune in, whether it's a broadcast or following along with our projections. And now let's get back to the action at Peoria Stadium.
Central Illinois, we're going to overtime.
After 4 years of preps coverage in Central Illinois, Clip Sports Media is ready for a new era. CSM Overtime.
What is CSM Overtime? We're going beyond the broadcast to give you in-depth coverage of your teams.
Your stories.
Your stats and standings.
Your highlights and action shots.
With your subscription, you'll get to see news and feature stories from all sports, up-to-date stats from around the area, and thoughtful analysis from our team of experts.
As for our broadcast and social media coverage, it's only getting better.
With your support of Clutch Sports Media Overtime, we'll continue to grow our free broadcast coverage with more sports, more games, and more innovation.
And thanks to our partnership with Too Efficient Media, your social media feeds will be filled with Central Illinois' best sights and sounds.
CSM Overtime will also give you access to full galleries from some of the most talented photographers and videographers in our region.
As the new season approaches, it's time for more.
More action. More stories.
More coverage of all Central Illinois sports. It's Clutch Sports Media Overtime.
At Bob Grimm Chevrolet in Morton, we're excited about the all-new tracks, and they're selling as fast as they arrive. Just listen to Lee.
I looked everywhere for my 2024 Chevy Trax. I'm from Indiana, and I drove right over to buy it. Such a smooth and simple process.
That's the Bob Grimm way.
The Fox has become known for some of the best British and American pub fare around. And for you craft beer lovers, we have 25 ever-changing draft handles. Whether it's lagers, IPAs, stouts, or ciders, the Fox has something for everyone. Join us at the Fox Pub in North Peoria.
What do you want in a used car? Take your choice during Upstream's Used Car Super Sale.
Courtesy cars with low miles.
More to choose from. Payments you can afford.
The deals are everywhere at every Upstream Auto Group dealer.
Upstream, serving you since 1982.
Mushanti Heating and Cooling specializes in commercial and residential heating and cooling services. We're a Tempstar dealer, but service all makes and models with products that always provide you the best solutions.
Give your local experts a call at Mushanti Heating and Cooling.
Local 649 is looking for the next generation of apprentices. Between our commitment to safety and detail and state-of-the-art training facility, you will find more than just a career, but a family, creating legacies since 1896.
It's time to get out and about with the help of Academy of Screen Printing and Awards, outfitting you for special events, youth sports, business wear, and shirts for the workplace, and school events. Academy of Screen Printing and Awards has you covered. Let us help you today.
Welcome back to Peoria Stadium, where the Peoria High Lions lead 38-28 over the Normal West Wildcats. Jonathan Michael here on the WMBD Game of the Week alongside Latif Love. And boy, Latif, it was a great first quarter of action. We'll recap more in a bit. Let's take a look at some out-of-town scores here. We'll start with the Big 12, assuming most of the people watching right now are Big 12 fans. You got Normal Community leading 24-0 at the half against Peoria Notre Dame. Ironman, man, they're looking so good this year. Looking to be unbeaten. Move to 8-0. Danville is up 21-3 on Richwoods in the fourth quarter. Bloomington leads 27-0 against Champaign Central. That would be a big game for the Purple Raiders. It would clinch playoff eligibility for them for the first time since 2018. So could be a big win for Bloomington. And the Mid-Illini, Washington kicked off early due to the weather. That game was already final. Panthers win 48-3 over the Little Giants. Metamora leads 40-16 over East Peoria in the second quarter. Last time we checked, Morton leads Dunlap 10-0 at halftime. Again, we have that game on ClutchSportsIL.com and our YouTube channel. If you want to watch that and maybe watch both games at the same time, both of them are high-level football. And then Pekin leads Limestone 56-13 in the fourth quarter. Other scores: U-High leading 35-21 against Lincoln. Pontiac up 12-7 against IVC, and Eureka up 27-14 over Ridgeview Lexington. But back to the action here at Peoria Stadium, folks. Latif, we knew it was coming. The rain is starting to come down now. We mentioned that's only going to favor Peoria High a little bit more, I think.
That's what we thought initially coming to the game, but Normal West has had a drive or two where they got their running game going. They've been using their wide receivers, Gavin Camps, Sincere Brown. We saw a big run from them in the first half, so we initially thought coming in, but, every single drive they've been trying to establish a run as well. So we thought initially it would favor Peoria, but I think Normal West will have something to say about that in the second half.
And some of the Peoria players, they're kind of dancing in the rain a little bit. Javen Moore was fully welcoming in the rain, and hey, that's the American for good players when you embrace the elements and figure hey, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm going to just continue to play my game. And Javen Moore has played his game very well. He's got a pair of touchdown receptions for the Lions. Sincere Brown has a pair of touchdown receptions for Normal West. Lots of other scores in the first half. It's been hard to keep track of them all. But it's 38-28 here as we have under a minute left to go before the half. As they're going to look at Javen Moore, maybe not dancing in the rain as like he was just a second ago, but maybe he'll break out some moves. Moore, a transfer from Richwoods, and he has thrived in his new environment. Came in to this one with 544 yards on the year with 7 touchdowns, had 125 yards and a touchdown last week. Big win against Bloomington, so just makes that Peoria High receiving room that much deeper. Latif, I know you're a big NBA guy and everything. Maybe if you had to compare Peoria High to an NBA team, I don't know, who would you say would they be? The Warriors, maybe?
Definitely. I didn't even think for a second. This team has been dominant in Central Illinois for the better part of nearly 20 years. A high-scoring offense. Some years they have good defenses like we see with the Warriors, but when you think about how they've changed the way we look at high school football with the onside kicks, the going forward on fourth down, being super aggressive, I think that's the team I would have to compare them to.
Certainly, as our Larry Larson, our In the Clutch podcast, compare them to the Miami Dolphins just because they have playmakers all over the place, got multiple running backs, wide receivers that can hurt you. That's a great episode that we had coming out earlier this week. Go ahead to our YouTube sometime and check it out. We'll have one coming next week as well. Normal West getting ready to kick things off here in the second half. And it's Zach Rumps, and he boots it away. Ball caught at the 18-yard line there by Javen Moore. He's up across the 30-yard line, up to the 35. Pretty average field position there for the Lions. Tackle made by Sawyer Filament of Normal West. So 11:56 on the clock, Latif, and you gotta wonder if Normal West can not only just hold them Peoria High to without a score, but even if they do allow a score, make them work a little bit more for it. Peoria High has had lots of sub-2-minute scoring drives tonight, as have the Wildcats. It's been a pretty even game so far. First play of the drive is a run up to about midfield, as we have some laundry in the backfield. Malik Ross on the carry. And this one will be coming back due to a hold. So again, flags, Latif, but with how good both offenses are, really the flags are some of the only things holding each offense back, really, and it has the best chance the defense will really get it, stopping either squad, honestly.
Yeah, Normal West will definitely need to capitalize on this. They capitalized late in that second half, we saw, but they haven't been able to get a stop since that first drive, so the penalties be big for them.
And with the ball now, looks like it's still Ross on the carry, or rather, that was Jatarion Pollard, the sophomore back who's got multiple touchdowns for the Lions this year. Pretty good pickup, makes it second and short.
Normal West has not been able to stop the run. We talked about that coming into the game today, how when they only lost of the season, they weren't able to stop the run against Normal Community. And they haven't been able, well, they do stop it on this play. As I'm saying, they can't stop the run. But you got to see it for a concise drive in order for them to get out of the field and make this a one-score game.
The Wildcats took it personal. Big stop there by their defensive line. Charlie Moore and Gus Schreiber have had pretty good games, but again, just the size difference between that offensive line of Peoria High with multiple guys over 300 pounds and then Normal West, some guys that are not 300 pounds. Ross up to about the 49-yard line. That'll move the chains. Pickup of 7 on 3rd and 3. Peoria High a little bit more content to run the ball. Latif, we saw that one drive. It was like the Malik Ross drive. Back in the first quarter, they just handed off to him 5 straight times, and he carried them to the promised land. But this rain now, it may be exclusively runs. We'll see. Another handoff up the middle. Ross bounces off of a tackle, picks up an extra 1 or 2. Every time Ross carries the ball, Latif, it's almost always at least a 7 or 8 yard gain. You don't really stop Malik Ross for a gain of 1 or 2 yards.
you got to credit that to this amazing offensive line. They have a huge offensive line, always creating holes. So that's why it's so hard to stop this Peoria High team running the ball. But if he's not going for 7 he's going for 50.
Yes, on the keeper, and what a nice little move there. I think should still be a loss. Briar Lienerman, number 11, the younger brother of former Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year Brock Lienerman on the tackle. So now it's 3rd and 4 from the Normal West 45. It's getting a bit colder here at Peoria Stadium. Wind picking up. Rain coming down as well. Franklin in motion. Guess tries to get him with the hard count. Just 2 wide receivers. They hand off to Ross, and he just breaks through. Latif, it's almost like watching a car come out of the car wash. You know what? They have those big brushes on the side that it seems like almost like eats up your car, and then you just can't really see it for a second. Then it just emerges, and that's Malik Ross every time. It seems like they're going to bring him down. He always has space.
He's really good at the contact, and also he's really good with his vision. So it might seem like there's only a small hole in the offensive line, but he's able to get through it. And the big thing, Normal West can't put that many in the box. They have so much talent on the outside, and they suffer from that, putting somebody in the box in the first half and going man-to-man coverage. They can't do that in the second half because they've seen they will pay if they load the box.
And they are doing so again here. Camp the safety, only about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. Franklin in motion with Todd Lovelace in coverage. 1st and 10. Guess we had to pass it TQ Webb. And that one is airmailed out of bounds. He was looking for, I believe that was Webb again. Rather, that was Javen Moore. TQ Webb has a hoodie on at the moment, short-sleeved one. I believe this is the longest drive already by amount of plays for Peoria High. Is the ball boy, Pancho et al. He's doing some great work tonight in the elements. Gets off the field. Now 2nd down and short. May have been some early movement on that Peoria High line. I think this is coming back, Latif.
I do want to talk about that last play before this one, obviously, before the penalty. It looked like Normal West was going to load the box on that play. Had their safety about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, but then they dropped back into zone coverage. That was great design right there, and that's going to be a blueprint to stopping this Peoria offense who try to go over the top. The bad thing is, though, it'll be easier for them to run the ball.
Great point there. It's now about 2nd and 7, or I should say 3rd and 7 now from the 36. Rain coming down, and Giss is going to get those 5 yards right back. Looks like Liederman leaned a bit too much across the neutral zone, and now it'll be 3rd and 3 again. A little bit more sloppy play here as the conditions worsen in the 3rd quarter than we saw in the first half. Not too many flags, but the ones that were thrown were impactful. Yes, dropping back to pass, skating for his options. He's got Webb wide open, and it goes through his hands. It could have been 6 for TQ again. He beat Givens in coverage, but ball was just a bit off or went right through his hands. Now it's 4th down and short.
Yeah, you see the early effects of the weather right there. The ball has been on the ground a lot, maybe wet, even though this turf field does a great job of stopping the field and the ball from getting too wet. But 4th down right here in short, look for Peoria High to just run the ball out the middle.
Lions have controlled the ball for the entire part of the 3rd quarter so far. A stop would be big for Normal West. They trail by 10. Looking to close that down to a 1-score game. Can't let the Lions get too far in front because they could run away from you. And they can't run away. Oh, maybe got to the 1st down, but no, that's a huge 4th down stop. Multiple Wildcats, including Lovelace and Gus Schreiber in on the tackle. That's a big job by the defense to get off the field on 4th down.
Great job by the defense right there. And great job following through as well. Ross did break a few tackles on that run. A good job playing together, swarming the running back and getting a stop. That's a big stop on the opening drive of the first half. They were killing them on that drive, bleeding clock as well, and the running game was really effective. So for them to get a stop on 4th down, just momentum changing. They got to come out and reward the defense with a score right here.
That would be ideal if you're a Wildcats fan. They scored right before the half, and they could add the part of the 1-2 punch with the score on this drive. They hand off to Edmondson, who hesitates a bit. Nice run of about 7 or 8. Again, Edmondson's rushed good tonight. Again, it's just that we talk so much about Normal West passing the ball. It's where they have lots of weapons, but Edmondson, who only checks in at 5'6", not short on talent though. He may have a big workload coming here in the second half. A little pitch play to the outside, and Peoria High was ready for it. Multiple Lions, including Patrick Jordan, were there to stop him. Gary Rutherford, their star linebacker, in as well. I pitch out to Gavin Camp, again, who came into this one with 25 rushes on the year, so they like to get the ball in his hands. Senior wideout had 11 total touchdowns this year coming into tonight's game, 6 receiving, 5 rushing. Mangrum is going to go down the field looking for Brown. Incomplete, and a late flag comes in. This is going to go against Peoria High. Some tough flags being thrown against the Lions. I think that may have been interference, but the fact that it was thrown so late, I think it was going to draw the ire of these Peoria High faithful.
Yeah, I think that was the right call, though. He did get there a little bit early. Receiver had to contort his body to even attempt to make the catch. We're going to hear the boos here from the crowd, but I think that was the right call. We saw a situation like that a little bit a few weeks ago in the NFL when Patrick Mahomes threw an interception, and they waited until the interception was caught to call the flag. But nevertheless, in both situations, I think it was the right call.
I think that was a good call there. Another pretty good ball from Mangrum. Sophomore has looked really good so far. He's played in all of their games but one this year. The only game he hasn't thrown a pass was week 2 against Bloomington. And again, he's been their starter since week 4 when Johnny Fryman broke his hand. He's been cleared for non-contact action, but not ready to be back in the games yet. Rain really coming down now here in the heart of Peoria. Camp in motion with Russell in coverage. Matchup of number 1 on number 1. Camp is wide open. He brings it in. Down inside the 20, makes a move, shakes a tackle, still on his feet. Down to the 15, he juked Spencer Russell out of his shoes. What a play for Normal West. Even with the rain pelting down on the field, they can still throw the ball.
This offense is not going to go from what they are accustomed to. A great play right there by Gavin Camp, tracking the ball in this rain, handling the ball in this rain, and then making a few moves to send a drive. The momentum is shifting in this stadium. You can feel the crowd, who has been really loud, has quieted down a little bit. They know their team is in a tough one right now.
This has been an all-out battle. It should only get better. Camp shakes another tackle, now reverses field. He's going to get back close to last scrimmage. The ball is out. Mad scramble for it. Who has it? And it looks like Normal has it. I think that was Ben Jorzak that fell on it, number 53. He just got it. Boy, that could have been a dangerous play. If I saw about 4 or 5 helmets all crashed in the same spot at once. Glad no one got hurt on that play. And Normal West is glad they have the football as well.
You haven't seen many turnovers today, but as the rain comes pouring down, this game may get eerily similar to the matchup last year when Peoria West couldn't handle the ball. Thankfully for Normal West, they did get back on top of that right there and continue this drive deep into Peoria High territory.
The rain is intensifying as the clock is wound down here in the third quarter. Mangrum looking to pass, a little bit of a ball, and it's intercepted. That one was read all the way, and the Lions are going to get a nice return out of this one. Mangrum was not able to put as much as he wanted to on that one. And guess who it was? Gary Rutherford.
Two amazing plays from him tonight. That time he dropped back into coverage again and read the defender. I think Mangrum would have had a touchdown right there if he would have lofted it over Rutherford, but that's a hard play to make as a high school quarterback. But a great one for Rutherford. His impact is immense on his defense. He's a playmaker.
That's a huge stop for Peoria High. They can kind of put that unsuccessful fourth down and try it behind him. It doesn't come back to bite him thanks to Gary Rutherford's second interception of the game. The first one he ran back for a touchdown. We said it earlier in the broadcast on that graphic. Gary has got it. Run up the middle by Ross. Pickup of about 6 or so on first down. So I'll make it 2nd and 4. This is really going to turn into a defensive game. Is now the wind is becoming a factor. We got bottles flying everywhere, papers flying. This is really unforgiving conditions right now. Can't imagine what it's like on the field. Handoff up the middle. It'll be a first down. Oh! As the wind is so bad that our monitor fell down, unconnected one of our cameras. These are horrible conditions right now, and as the wind has picked up. Boy, Latif, it was not too bad in the first half. Not much wind, not much rain, but this is just straight up awful.
It's been a tale of two halves for sure. Neither team has scored. We saw in the first half, both teams were scoring under 2 minutes every single drive. Defense came up to step up this half. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. Shout out to our camera crew and producer for dealing with the conditions right now.
As of now, we got our other camera back now. Oh, my word. Carnage in the Clutch Sports Media booth here. We are under the overhang here at Peoria Stadium, which, usually we're over in the opposing side bleachers, but that's why we're not, because we knew that conditions like this were going to happen, and I think our TV and our cameras may be across War Memorial Drive if we were over there right now. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 12 for Peoria. They're on 30. It's a high snap. This is going to be trouble for the Lions, who has the football. It's a mad scramble for it, and the Wildcats have it deep in Peoria territory.
I mean, what did I say? I told you this game was going to start turning out like last year. A lot of turnovers, and this rain and this wind is affecting the game immensely. Peoria High is usually able to deal with that with the run game, but another turnover created by Normal West, and they're deep in Peoria High territory. We have to see them capitalize right here. This game is insane. A lot of momentum shifters. The rain is affecting it. The wind is affecting it. We're trying to get everything together right here in our booth.
Oh, my word.
But so much is going on right now.
It's not only just the fact that the rain is coming down, but the wind is it's raining sideways here at Peoria High. As it'll be Normal West ball in great field position. Camp up the middle, bowls through across the 5. He's down close to the goal line. I don't think it would even be possible to pass the ball right now, Latif, with how windy and rainy it is. Not only would you not be able to really control where the ball is going because you have no grip, but then once it leaves your hands, who knows where it could go.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of running that's in this game here, which does favor Peoria, but they already up 10 right now. Normal West is in the red zone. We got a timeout, I think. Let's see what both coaches come up with here. We saw a Peoria interception basically on the goal line, so I don't think Normal West will go ahead and throw it again. I think they might have learned their lesson.
Yeah, so close to the goal line. I feel like, you're not going to get – you never know. I mean, nothing is a given anymore with these conditions now. As these wind gusts, I anticipate these are probably close to over 20 miles an hour. And Latif, I think since halftime, the temperature has probably dropped. At least it felt like it's dropped at least 10 degrees.
Yeah, it's getting pretty cold and windy. The wind is really making it a lot colder. It's pandemonium right now in the stadium. I don't know if the viewers at home can really see what's going on. You got buses in the parking lot with the lights flashing right now. Just set the scene. Players are soaked. Fans are soaked.
I feel bad for the Normal West fans because they have absolutely no rain coverage over there. I think they should maybe just try and come on over to the Peoria High side and just get some cover.
Got to make a business decision right now. I know this is a heated rivalry, but you got to put that aside right now. I definitely wouldn't be out here in the rain, so kudos to them fans right there for supporting their team.
Camp runs up the middle. He's close to the goal line and stopped at about the 6-inch line. Almost had it, but it will be 3rd and goal. So Normal West will have 2 chances to punch it in. All our fans watching at home, props to you. Obviously, coming out to the field is always encouraged, but you still got the better spot in your warm house tonight, wherever you may be. Camp didn't get in. So that's going to be 4th down now from the 1, Latif. Normal West got gifted amazing field position, and now they have to make sure they can take advantage of this on this drive. The pace is going to slow down big time in the second half, so you need to score. You need to allow yourself more time to score.
Yeah, you can see here the Eagles touch push right here, possibly QB sneak, and they do go to the QB sneak.
They go to Camp, and I think he's in the end zone. He dives in. Gavin Camp with another multi-touchdown game. And the Wildcats are dancing in the rain, and this is a whole new ball game. Normal West, it made it a 1-score game.
Let's go back to the end of the second half. They get the penalty on a TQ Webb touchdown. That is called back. And then they get another penalty for, I believe, maybe a face mask, and it puts them 15 yards. And they score before half. Not 3 points, but a touchdown. And then this second half has came out to a wild start, an interception, a fumble, and now they're on their goal line and they get a score. Make it a 3-point, well, maybe a 3-point game. They're going for 2 right here, so let's see if they can get it.
Yeah, kicking a P18, these conditions would be tough. They're going to go with Camp again. He's wrapped up. There was about 4 or 5 Lions in on the stop. Peoria High's defensive line, you've got to give them credit. They were a new unit by and large coming into the season. We saw them in week 1. They kind of took their lumps against Rochester and, couldn't really put much pressure on in week 4 against Normal Community. But I think this is the best, at least, that I've seen them so far in a big-time game. And that is big because, now Normal West, they're probably no one's kicking a field goal at all. I'd be surprised if we even see a kick leave the ground anymore for the rest of the night. But if Normal West were to try to kick a field goal, they'd still be down. So it doesn't go anywhere.
When you think about their defensive performance throughout the season, yes, obviously lost to Rochester, obviously lost to Normal Community, but then had a cleaner schedule, easier schedule. But to think how well they're playing against this great of an offense in Normal West, you got to be pretty happy about that. Got 2 interceptions, a few stops as well. But Normal West does score here, making it a 4-point game. And I think Coach Thornton is going to go to the running game here, what they're so good at, to slow this game down, to prolong this game, take some time off the clock for Peoria High, and make this an even tougher game for Normal West.
And they do kick it off in the air, and this one's going to bounce into the end zone just barely. So a touchback for Normal West. But, boy, Latif, that last drive for Peoria High, that penalty, that hold that brought him back, and then that bad snap. Peoria High center this year, Kamar Montford, is a new varsity starter. He started all season long, but again, this is his first full season. And there's been a little bit of some snap issues here and there. Montford's been pretty good. He's been a great run blocker, but now it really comes down to can you just handle a good snap, because if it goes over your head, that could lead to a disaster. So probably going to see Giss in the shotgun too much.
They're going to go real heavy offense right here. Not too many wide receivers. Maybe 2 tight ends set on these drives to choose some clocking and move the ball down the field through the running game.
1st and 10 from the 20. Giss will throw it. And it's up in the air. I think Camp. Did he come away with it? No, he didn't. Oh, he's upset at himself there. He felt like he could have gotten that one. Risky decision there by Gitz to throw the ball, and you can see how much the wind affected it. It just knocked it down. It was a jump ball from the get-go. Yes, we'll hand off to Malik Rossier. Nice tackle right away. I believe that was made by Drew Hart, number 32. First time we've called his name tonight. So now Normal West, Latifah, they're picking up some momentum now. It's 3rd and long for the Lions deep in their own territory. A 3rd down. Again,
this Normal West defense is playing great right now.
It'll be an end around, and Javen Moore looks for the edge. He's close before he bounces off a tackle from Camp, and the ball comes flying out, goes out of bounds. I think that should be a 1st down for Peoria High. I'm not 100% sure. And it looks like he's actually just short, I think. Or rather, no. Well, the chains are moving, but the dial-it-down says 4. Some confusion there between the chain gang, and this is 4th down and inches. The handoff to Ross, and he may have been stopped. Normal West will get off the field, and they'll get the ball again. Wildcats with a surge of momentum in the 3rd quarter.
That's the 2nd time. We saw last drive in the red zone. They got to stop on 4th and 1 or 3 drives ago, and now they stopped them in plus territory, setting their offense up with great field position. We said at halftime the defense is going to have to answer the call and get a few stops, and this is what they've done.
Normal West defense, we talked about how good their unit was last year. This year's unit proving that they can be just as good. They can thrive in the rain. The similarities between this year and last year, Latifah, are so eerie. A Week 8 game between West and Peoria High. The rain is a huge factor in the game. Normal West using some turnovers to create momentum as Maker will go down the field, and he's got a man! Is that a touchdown for West? It is! Sincere Williams, or Sincere Brown, excuse me, the hat trick. And West now leads by 2.
We didn't think it would be another pass, but Normal West goes with the pass as the rain cools down a little bit, and they get a score. They take the lead. They've only allowed 10 points, I believe, or so in this 2nd half. What was the score? Was it 38-22?
It was 38. It was 38-28 at halftime. So Normal West is outscored 14-0 in this 3rd quarter as flags fly. And this will be a false start on the Wildcats. But how about this, Latif? So far this season, the 3rd quarter has been where the Wildcats have thrived. They've outscored opponents this season in the 3rd quarter 58-0. And it looks like that trend will continue. The 3rd quarter killers, Normal West.
And we talked about the Warriors being Peoria High. That is a characteristic of the Warriors. A great 3rd quarter team, a great 2nd half team. That's mainly on coaching. So we have to give props there. And they've responded to the call, been resilient. The defense has stepped up. And we see a kick, which you would have thought this Saturday night. The rain slows down, the wind slows down. This game is a spectacle. We saw a quick moment of hazardous rain and wind, and now everything has calmed down, and Normal West took the lead.
How about the Wildcats, Latif? First, they take advantage of the high snap, a short touchdown run from Gavin Camp, and then they get a 4th down stop, and 1 play later, Drew Mangrum fries Sincere Brown for his 3rd touchdown of the game. What a showing from the senior wideout, transferred from crosstown. Let's get a look at the Uftring Auto Group scoring drive. It's a short one. The 1 play, 28 yards, and just 8 seconds off the clock. Well, Latif, you mentioned it, Peoria High, they got some pretty good talent, not only on the field, but the sidelines as well. This is where Tim Thornton and the Lions coaching staff, which has been so good, this is where they need to come in big and try and figure out a game plan and get a way for your team to respond. Try and defend home turf. Lions trying to avoid their 3rd loss of the season. Normal West trying to advance to 7-1. Whoever wins is going to pick up a lot of momentum. Here's Webb on the return. Ball is out. Is that Normal West football? I don't know. The ball may have gone out of bounds, and it looks like it will stay with Peoria High. So every time the Lions touch the football, Latif, it feels like it's just been a little bit slippy. The ball's been a little bit more slippery when it's been in their hands so far.
Yep, and I said a few minutes ago, hopefully this game doesn't get reminiscent to that 36 loss where the Peoria High turned the ball over a lot. I think Tim Thornton right now is bringing in his team and telling them, let's protect the football, let's run the football, let's not turn the ball over in order to come back in this game where the game has flipped on its face. Now it's time to face adversity. You're 5-2 in the season. You really can't afford a loss right now at this stage in the season. You're in the face of adversity. Let's see how Tino Jensen in the Peoria High responds.
Obviously, Peoria High is still looking to probably still make the playoffs regardless. They call a timeout, but again, a loss at this point in the season. Again, I don't think it takes away from how good of a team Peoria High is. But, what it does is it kind of knocks down your momentum. The Lions have been red hot as of late. Get a load of these final scores from the last couple of weeks. After they lost 63-42 against Normal Community, they beat Manual 58-0. They beat Richwood 76-13, and then they beat Bloomington 52-12. Oh, and by the way, they've added a 92-0 win over Urbana. So they've had some massive wins this season, but also 2 losses by 20 or more points. So it's kind of been feast or famine. It's been a little bit more tough sledding, but again, they're right in this game. They can score so quickly, but just need a big play to kind of change the tide and the momentum in this one.
Yep. And the rain has calmed down, so they can go back to that passing game. What they were so effective in the first half. They have 4 receivers out wide. Bring one down. Let's see what they run.
It'll be a run with Ross out to the right side. He goes out to about the 35, pickup of about 4. That should be the final play of the third quarter. Normal West shuts out the Lions, scores 2 touchdowns from Gavin Camp and Sincere Brown, their 2-star wideouts. And we have a tight ball game going into the fourth quarter at Peoria Stadium. Don't go anywhere, folks. Fourth quarter coming your way after these messages on CIProud.com.
The Jansen Law Center has protected Illinois citizens for over 40 years with regard to dangerous drugs and has taken on the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world and have won cases for Illinois residents.
Jay Jansen. One name says it all.
And welcome back to Peoria Stadium. Fourth quarter getting set to go underway. Peoria High at 1 point. Latif led 38-22. It's been 19 straight from Normal West. And really, I think the changing point of this game came back to when that touchdown from TQ Webb was wiped out. And then that penalty by their defense. Normal West gets a quick touchdown before the half. And since then, it's been all Wildcats. Franklin in motion. Gist will roll out. He'll look for more along the sideline, and I believe he got his toe down. That looks like he did. That one will be caught at the 49-yard line. What an impressive grab from Javen Moore.
Yep. As the rain calms down, they're going to be able to go back to that pass offense that was so potent in the first half. And like you said, after that TQ Webb callback, the momentum has changed drastically. And you can hear from the crowd in here. They're not. We were barely able to talk in the first half because the crowd was so hyped, so loud. You heard the red lights were going off, the band was playing, and now it is much more quiet on this side of the field.
Lions could use a big play to fire up the fans, but a nice methodical drive down the field doesn't hurt you either, especially at this point of the game. Rain has let up, more of a drizzle now. And Gist will drop back to throw. He's looking deep on the post route. He's got a man. What a catch there by TQ Webb. He's certainly a candidate for a player of the game tonight. And that'll be a first down from the Lions. Peoria High has really challenged the middle of the field a lot and found lots of good space in there. Four wideouts again for Gist. Back in the shotgun, goes play action, and no one was home. Moore, the ball glanced off his fingertips, but goes incomplete. Normal West getting some substitutions coming off the field is Sawyer Philemon. What a high-level football game going on now. Ross gets the carry, darts back and forth. He's got some space. Malik Ross has found pay dirt, and Peoria High has found the lead again. A big touchdown rush from the senior running back, and that's what the Lions needed to get this crowd back in it. They now lead by 3. They could lead by 5 pending the PAT.
This is shaping up to be a Clutch Sports Media classic with all the excitement, all the, everything that's been going on in this game. We had a TV flip over, and we got a classic game right now. Might come down to the wire. We've seen good defense and offense. We knew it was going to be a shootout. This is shaping up to be a great one.
2-point conversion like Peoria High always does is around the middle. What a push from the big guys up front. That Peoria High offensive line paves the way for Ross, and 2 more for the Lions. We have seen it all. And we still have 11 minutes left, maybe even more, Latif, but you mentioned it. You're like you're playing NCAA Football 14 and you get points for playing in an ESPN Classic game. This is a Clutch Sports Media Classic, one of the best back and forth games we've seen in quite some time. As we look at the Upton Auto Group scoring drive, the Lions go 5 plays, 47 yards, and 47 seconds. And a drive that spans from the 3rd to the 4th quarter. That's a big one to get back on top. Now Normal West, they got to make sure that they sustain that momentum they had. But Latif, I think, now that the rain is let up, I don't see really anything coming down now. I think that favors now Peoria High in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them be a balanced offense, be able to run the ball and pass the ball. They've obviously been able to test these Normal West corners. But at this point in the game, it's 46-41. I don't think anyone's right now at favor. I think, Normal West has been able to.
Onside kick, and Peoria High has recovered it.
They just stood there and looked at it. They just stood there and looked at it.
What a beauty of a kick.
That's a mental error. That's a mental error at this point in the game. They looked like they just stood there and looked at it. They didn't even, I don't know what happened right there.
I got to give the kicker credit. That was a beautifully placed ball and a tough hop. But Breon Green, the backup quarterback, fell on it for the Lions. And that's what is so lethal about this Peoria High team, Latif. And many teams have learned this lesson the hard way. Is once they score, they're covered onside kick. And now they can score right again and make it a 2-possession game. So that Normal West defense doesn't get a break. They had to go back onto the field.
Yeah, that's gut-wrenching. And we were talking about how Peoria was going to respond.
Ball is almost picked off in his hands. That was Jamie Weaver right in the breadbasket, and he just couldn't hang on. He falls to his knees in despair.
You guys saw the reaction. That's when he wants back badly right there. But as I was saying before the play, we were talking about how Peoria was going to respond to adversity, and they've came out with a touchdown and a onside kick recovery. Tino just almost throws an interception right now. Let's see if they calm down and go back to the running game.
Gist hasn't really thrown that many questionable balls tonight. That was one of them. Dodged a bullet there. Another give to Ross. D-line could use a stop. And these legs are still churning out past the 30. That's a nice pickup from Ross, who just doesn't go down easily. Peoria High, when they have faced third downs tonight, a lot of times it's been 3rd and short. Really, that's tough to stop if you're Normal West. How about Deuce Thornton on the Peoria High side? He got injured earlier in the game. He's on a poncho and crutches right now, but he has got to be the loudest player on the sidelines. And this is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct against Normal West. Moving at 15 yards in the Lions' direction.
I think it's about the second or third of the night as well. They've had this call a few times. Got to keep it themselves level-headed right now. They obviously just gave up a big play, and they're back there right now in their own territory. They need a big stop, another big stop from the defense right now.
First and 10 now from the 23 after that 15-yard penalty. So West defense has made some big stops. Can they make another one? Going down 2 scores won't be the end of the world, but against the Peoria High team, it's easier said than done coming back. Chance of let's go Lions, let's go, ringing through the over century-old grandstand at Peoria High. Gets, takes the snap, looking to pass. He's got Javen Moore in traffic and Camp picks it off. What a big play for the Normal West defense. He scurries out of bounds at the 20, and that just deflates all the energy that was just building. Gavin Camp, big-time players making big-time plays.
He's doing it on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball. He has 2 touchdowns, I believe, tonight as well. That's a mistake right there you cannot make by Tino Gist. We just saw him nearly throw an interception and then goes back to it, throws in double coverage. Not the response you want after making the big play right there. But what a great response by the Normal West defense. You give up the onside kick and you're backed up in your own territory. This is the second time they had a goal, basically like not goal line stand, but a red zone stand. Let's see how the offense capitalizes on that.
High football IQ from Gavin Camp. Was that on display there? He read Gist like a book. Great double coverage. And Normal West takes over. 4 wide receivers for quarterback Drew Mangrum, the sophomore. He drops back. He's looking for a deep ball. He's got Givens, who tried to bring it in with one hand at the 45, but just a bit too far past his right shoulder. Incomplete, but Latif, it feels like we might see another one of those breakaway plays where either Normal West or Peoria High just goes over the top and burns them.
Yeah, they had the opportunity right there. He couldn't bring it in. But another great ball right there. I don't know why he went one hand. He should have went 2-handed, tried to scurry with his body at least. Could have been a big play.
One hand was about the only way to really bring it in as Mangrum hands off to Josiah Edmondson, who gets wrapped up at about the 25. Doesn't get much of a push, so that'll make it 3rd and medium. Big play here for the Peoria High defense. Can they get off the field? I doubt that the Wildcats would go for it deep in their own territory, but never know how gutsy Nathan Fincham over at Normal West is feeling. Let's get a quick look at what he's been able to do. He's in his 6th season, and he's got a 42-14 record. Was an assistant for 11 years and made the playoffs every year he's been the head coach at Normal West. Here's Mangrum out to the outside on the screen. And it's going to be close to a first down. He found Edmondson, who's not really a pass catching back, out of the backfield. And the chains are moving. Huge play on 3rd down for the Wildcats. Edmondson, to my knowledge, it only has 1 reception on the year. And his second one is a big one. Keep the chains moving. Lawson, Givens, and Camp, the receivers at the bottom of your screen. Brown on top, and they go to him on another screen. He's got some room to run, and Sincere Brown's found open coverage. He won't win the race to the end zone, but a chunk play picks up 40.
Yeah, Camp has been quiet here in the second half, but he had an amazing first half. It looks like they're making a real note to get their playmakers out in space. A few screen pass and underneath pass call on his drive. Now it may be time to either run the ball or go over the top here deep in Peoria High territory.
One of the things you don't want to do is turn the ball over and waste a good drive. Sincere Brown's best game of the year came against Bloomington in week 2. He had 8 receptions for 123 yards and 3 touchdowns. I certainly think, again, no official stats in front of us, he's already exceeded all of those marks tonight. Edmondson up across the 30, still moving down, tackled near the sideline, near the 26.
And talk about doing that, having that type of performance against a state-ranked team in Peoria High, one of the best teams in Central Illinois. It holds a little bit more weight than doing it against, all respect to Bloomington, but, it's a big-time game, prime-time game. In the heat of the moment, 46-41 with 9 minutes or so left. So this game holds a little bit more weight.
Certainly does. Again, Normal Community is on top of the Big 12 standings, but whoever can win this game is certainly the clear-cut number 2 team for the moment in the Big 12. Second and short, playbook may be wide open for West here. They hand off to Edmondson, who's got some nice blocks on the right side, thanks to Ben Jorzak and Ty Upton. He's got the first down. Wildcats moving inside the red zone. Again, Latif, mention what's at stake. Obviously, momentum's at stake. Both these teams have won at least 3 games in a row. Pure High has won 3 in a row. Normal West has won 4 in a row. They're starting to hit their stride, so not only do you keep your vibes up within the team, but you also, a big win for playoff seeding as well. Under 9 minutes to play, Normal West Silent is jumping up and down. Low snap, Mangrum hands off, he's wrapped up right away. Think that was Gary Rutherford, you-know-who, in the backfield.
What a special night he's had. 2 interceptions, a sack now, a few stops in the backfield as well. I want to see Normal West take a shot here. They've been conservative so far, as they've been deep in Peoria High territory. It might be time to test these Peoria High defensive backs.
At this point, you got to watch Gavin Camp and Sincere Brown. Brown's at the top of your screen, and Camp is number 1 and in the slot. Closer to the bottom, he's near the near hash marks. Edmondson to Mangrum's right, takes a snap from the shotgun, and Maddox Lawson is in motion. Snap is over his head. This could be a disaster for West, and Mangrum falls on it at the 34, but there's a flag down. We'll see what this is. If this is against Peoria High, boy, it would be what could have been, but looks like this is against the Wildcats, and it looks like Tim Thornton is going to decline this penalty, is what he motioned to the official. Bad snap there from Normal West center Matt Hanold. He's been money all game. That's what doomed Peoria High back in the third quarter. Latifa High's snap, pretty much a waste of a down, and also you lose about, 7, 8, maybe even 10 yards. It's now 3rd and 24. May as well be 3rd and Chillicothe from here.
Yeah, I think Normal West has to go for it regardless of what happens right here.
I think you have to under 8 minutes in the game.
Yep, and also you're not in position to punt the ball, so.
Nope, so they'll probably have 2 downs to get it. Brown's been their big play guy tonight.
Yep, don't try to get everything back here in one play. Yep,
ball is tipped and caught. I think that may actually be a loss of 1. Edmondson brought it in. So now it's 4th and very long for Normal West. If you don't convert here, your defense, I think, has to get a stop. Then there's 7 minutes to go. The crowd is now the loudest it's been all night. The cowbells are going. The video board flashes defense. The sideline is pumped up. Normal West needs to get to the Peoria High 9. Mangrum from the shotgun. He's got time to throw. The flag down. Incomplete pass. We'll see what this is, and it looks like this is going to go against West again. Peoria High will decline it, and it'll be Lion football.
Big stop right there. And you have to go back to the play by Gary Rutherford that makes the Lions to gain so much. He's been stepping up every single time he needs a one-man army right now. And now Thornton is in the huddle tuck into this offense. I'm assuming they're going to try to chew a lot of clock right here, go to the running game, and end this night off with a huge win against Northwest.
6 minutes and 27 seconds, though. Could feel like an eternity in this one. If I remember back in the first half, scoring drives of less than 2 minutes were the norm. So if you're a Peoria High, again, you want to play chess and not checkers. Maybe you want to not score so quick here and bleed more time off the clock. Then again, though, Tino Giss is at your quarterback position, and the deep balls have been pretty good, aside from an interception to Gavin Camp on the last drive. Run up the middle is short by Ross. He picked up 1. Patrick Jordan III coming in as maybe a fullback now for the Lions. They like to put some extra weight blocking for Ross. They have Isaac Williams, plays a little bit of fullback, and he's a big fella. He also plays some offensive guard. Williams is 255. Jordan is 6 foot 251. They give it to Ross, who's got some speed, and he carries the defender up to the midfield mark. Big play for the Lions, and another first down.
And every first down is going to hurt Northern West right now. They need their defense to step up one more time. I know it's a lot to ask of them against this Peoria High offense, but they've stepped up multiple times tonight. Let's see what they have in store, and let's see if Peoria High can continue to run the ball and bleed the clock. We're down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. They're still going no huddle here. I will bleed the play clock until you have to snap the ball.
Taking a little bit more time off the clock here. Gets calling for the snap. And Northern West doesn't bite. Wildcats defense has come up big, and they'll need to get a stop eventually with time ticking closer to 5 minutes. Gis gives to Ross. He's got some blockers. He's got some open field. He's trying to find his lane. He does. Inside the 20. Down inside the 10 before he's brought down by Josiah Edmondson, but a pickup of over 40 for Astro Ross. Very patient run right there.
And if you're at the point right now where you don't mind scoring because it'll put you up by 2 scores, and so you with 4 minutes to go, so left at the time that they'll score, you go ahead and punch it in.
And timeout called by Nathan Fincham at Normal West. This is a timeout brought to you by Fox Pub in Peoria. Head on over there for some great food and drinks. I thank them for their support of tonight's broadcast. And also want to, another reminder, subscribe to CSM Overtime. We'll have recaps of this game and all of the games around the area in our roundup. That'll be published later tonight. You can expect that by tomorrow morning at the very latest. We'll have as many details and highlights and scores as we can find about tonight, all around the area on the roundup, and also much more. You get photo galleries, you'll get feature stories, news, weekly pick'ems, and obviously that IHSA bracketology. I'll be coming out next week. Also take a look at our one from this current week as well. Lots of good stuff. Subscribe today at clutchsportslounge.com/overtime. Costs less than Netflix. It's worth a little bit more. Hand off to Ross. And he picks up about 2. Latif, this has been where the West defense has been at their best, at least in the second half, in the red zone. As we get, I believe, another timeout by Normal West. So now they just have 1 remaining. Try to buy as much time as possible. This timeout brought to you again by Fox Pub in Peoria. Again, you know, Latif, I know this Normal West defensive line is significantly outsized. You know, Ross has had a pretty good game, although they've made some tackles in the backfield. What do you do on defense if you're Normal West here? Obviously, Peoria High, you got options. You can run, you can pass. You know, probably not stressing too much on what they can do because they've been able to do a lot. What do you do if you're head coach Nathan Fincham?
To be completely honest, I load the box here, and I'm not forcing the pass. We've seen Tino just make a couple mistakes tonight. Bet on your DBs. They made plays for you tonight. Load the box. Do not let them run. Make them a little bit uncomfortable. Make these receivers beat you one-on-one.
Yes, it's coming off the interception from Camp. They'll keep it on the ground with Ross, and he's wrestled down. Big tackle from Connell. He's had some big ones tonight. That'll make it 3rd and goal, Peoria High. And I think West wants another timeout. So, Latif, maybe what they're thinking here is if they can get a stop and maybe keep Peoria High out of the end zone and make a nice play or make a nice drive down the field that burns up some clock, maybe leave Peoria High with hardly any time or maybe even 0 time to score. The possibilities are endless right now.
In this game, we don't know what to expect. We've seen so much. We've seen fumbles. We've seen interceptions. We've seen touchdowns called back. We've seen crazy weather. So it wouldn't be out the realm of possibility, especially we've seen them score in 24 seconds as well. So really, they got to take this thing step by step. First, you need to get it stopped. That got to be the most important thing right now.
Yeah, getting it too ahead of yourself here. 3rd and goal now from the 5. One wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, that's Javen Moore at 6'4". They'll keep it on the ground with Ross, and he runs into a Normal West defender. Great push by the defensive line. Big tackle again by Gus Schreiber. He's been the MVP of the Wildcats front 3 tonight, and now a huge 4th down, Latif. I don't know if the game, you can say, hinges on this play, but my word, this is a huge play.
It definitely hinges on this play right here. This is one of the plays we look back like it's going to really change the outcome of the game. So they definitely need to get a stop. Like I said, continue with the same formula. I think Peoria High is going to go pass here from the 4 or 5 yard line because if you run the ball, it's 5 yards is a lot to gain on the goal line. I think they're going to go pass here. So tell your DBs lock in, focus on the ball, and try to at least try to knock it out.
And if Normal West does get a stop, they would have a very long field in front of them. So if you do get the stop, got to make sure you don't take a safety. Can the West defense get a massive stop and give the Wildcats a chance to win, or does Peoria High take a 2-score lead with less than 5 minutes to play? Two of the best teams in the state in their respective classes. Gist, Hard County, again unsuccessful. 3 wide receivers set. Ross in the backfield, Franklin in motion. Gist gets the snap, he was looking to pass. And then so Javen Moore is the hero for Peoria High on 4th down. Who are you going to call on 4th and goal? Javen Moore, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Big time players make big time plays. I think right there was a breakdown in coverage. Great read by Tino Gist, and they are going for 2 to put the nail in the coffin on Normal West. What a great game from Javen Moore. Probably his best of the season considering the stakes. 3 touchdowns. Another game where they spread the love and a lot of receivers get opportunities to score.
It's the all-point 2-point conversion, and the Lions get it. Javen Moore again. That'll make it 52. I should say now 54-41 Peoria High. 2-possession game with less than 4 minutes to play. Let's go look at our Upstream Auto Group scoring drive. They go 7 plays in 66 yards in 2 minutes and 33 seconds. That was maybe not the dagger quite yet. Crazier things have happened. But that'll put the Lions in a very good position to advance to 6-2 and defend home turf. Normal West, they got to score quick though. They have on multiple occasions. I think got to look on Sincere Brown a lot on this drive.
And then I'm Tim Thornton here. I don't go with the onside kick. I try to pin them a little bit deep in their own territory. But yeah, Sincere Brown will be a highlight of this play. We know he can score it very, very quickly. He's very electric. And you need a quick score with only around 3 minutes and 50 seconds here to go in the 4th quarter. Let's see if they go with the onside kick. That would be very bold of them.
you got to recover it. They go deep. Onside kick would give him too good a field position. Here's Edmondson, now across the 15, across the 20. He's got a little bit of space before he's run out a little bit past the 30-yard line, so not bad field position for the Wildcats, but you got some work to do. And again, you burned up all your timeouts on the last drive. Again, I don't mind the gamble there from their Wildcats coaching staff that put all your chips into stopping them on that drive, but now that Peoria High has scored, even if you do score here, you got to get the ball back quick, either with an onside kick or a very quick 3-and-out from Peoria High.
Yeah, either way, I'd probably go with the onside kick route. It's going to be very hard to get a 3-and-out on this Peoria High offense. But you definitely need a quick score here right now. You got to go step by step.
Sincere Brown's at the top of your screen, and in coverage for him is LeBron Mack.
Great name, Mack.
Edmondson out of the backfield. Mangrum climbs the pocket and slides down. Peoria High was hoping not for a late hit, but didn't get one there. I think it was a clean tackle, so pick him up a couple, but plays like that, not really going to do it for you. Great game going on in Dunlap right now. The Eagles trail 10-6 with less than a minute left. It's 4th down, and they have the ball. They want to pull up another stream on ClutchSportsIL.com. Here's Mangrum. He's fine. Maddox lost it on the slant route up near midfield. That trusty slant route has been great tonight. I'm sure Michael Thomas would love watching the replay of this game.
And he's wearing number 13 too. He's wearing number 13, so maybe his route running is a tribute to Michael Thomas. But he's been pretty quiet since that first big touchdown in the first half. Let's see if they can get him involved on this last drive of the game. Well, maybe not last drive, but you know what I mean.
Not much time left. Mangrum looking for Brown, and nothing doing there. He beat Mack. We've seen a lot of those slant routes, those drag routes. Those are, best designed for beating man coverage, which Peoria High runs obviously every play on defense. Normal West runs a bit of, but they run a little bit more zone. 2:53 to go. Yeah, with no timeouts, Peoria High can take about 2 minutes off the clock if they want to, if they can get the ball back. So Normal West may have to score here within the next minute. Either that or they need to recover an onside kick. Mangrum looking for Brown behind the line of scrimmage. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does across the 45, so that'll pick up a little bit. Now 2:45, and Morton has forced an incompletion for Dunlap on 4th down. The Potters pick up a huge 10-6 win against the Eagles out in Mid-Illini competition. The Potters stayed unbeaten, 8-0 now. How about them? They will face Washington, who is now 7-1 in a winner-take-all game for the Mid-Illini Conference title next week. Back to the Big 12 action now here. Mangrum has got to find something going. He finds Edmondson on a short pass, but that little swing route, not really going to get it done on 3rd and longs. I think maybe this is the time to go deep.
I don't like the play call in those last 2 plays. He basically 2 passes behind the sticks. I like getting the ball in your playmaker's hands in space, but not at this juncture. You need to throw some stuff down the field, and now it's really do or die right now.
And you got Sincere Brown and Gavin Camp and Malik Givens at wide receiver. You got to put the ball in one of their hands. I know maybe you figure that Peoria High is going to put some guys back, maybe play some safeties further deep than they have tonight, and maybe try and get something underneath. But, with no timeouts, you really need to score quick. So they got to go down the field here. Normal West wide receivers from bottom to top is Lawson, Givens, Camp, and then Brown. Watch the 2 guys at the top of your screen. He goes to Camp. What a pass! Bring it from Spencer Russell. That's a pro play right there. And the flags fly after the fact. We're going to see what this is about. But what a play by Spencer Russell. You can't script a better stop on 3rd down there than Spencer Russell. Instead, another flag flies. What is going on here? Looks like Normal West is upset about the no call.
Yeah, Normal West has been a little bit undisciplined here with these unsportsmanlike penalty calls. It's probably going to be their third or fourth one tonight. I get it, high emotions, but you got to stay disciplined. But what a great play right there. Textbook coverage. Way to not get the PI as well. And that's the type of winning plays that you see from state title contenders.
What a pass break from Spencer Russell, who's Peoria High's top cornerback, replacing Eli McFadden, who was quite the shutdown man last year. And they say, Russell's a great wide receiver, but, he's a really defensive menace. Another flag was just thrown. I think that's now 3 unsportsmanlike calls that have all gone to the Normal West sideline. What a debacle. What is going on? They're tossing people out of the game. Ben Jorzak is what's going on. He's telling the coaching staff to get back. This is just whatever hope you had left for Normal West, your coaching staff just blew it all. An embarrassment on the sidelines.
Like you said, coming to this game, this is going to be a rivalry matchup. They've beat Peoria High 5 times in the last 7 matchups. Got to be a disappointing end to the game, but you have to set an example for your team. As a coaching staff, you have to control your emotions and set an example for your team, especially in the wake of a loss like this.
When your players will tell you to get back, it's bad. And obviously Normal West still has, they still have, that was 3rd down. They still have 4th down. That wasn't the end of the game. Obviously it was a big pass breakup, a physical play, but I think it was a good one from Russell. And, I don't know how far back the Normal West is going to go now,
that had to be 4th down. There's no way they got the reaction. That was 4th down.
Yeah, that was 4th down. My apologies there.
They didn't change it on the score.
So it doesn't really matter. It's still going to be pure high ball anyway, but
there's no way that would be the reaction.
Frustrations just have reached a boiling point on the Normal West sideline. I don't know if there's going to be any ejections at all. It won't really matter with 2 minutes left in the game. Peoria High, not only does that pass breakup, fight for your sideline that you're going to get the win, but the fact that you see Normal West over on the other sideline getting flag after flag. The referee threw the flag, threw another one, picked it up, threw it again. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I have not, ever. We'll see how many we get. There's been an ejection. We don't know who it is. Another unsportsmanlike. I believe that's 3. Another ejection. They're tossing everybody out. Who's going to be left? Consult our producers. How many unsportsmanlike conduct penalties were called there? 4. And how many ejections? 3. That's the final tally. Certainly this one will hurt for Normal West. You fought hard in this one. Frustration certainly there, but Peoria High is a good team, and the Wildcats have put up quite a fight tonight, as has Peoria High. It's been all around just a great football game. Insane elements, some quick scoring drives, big plays, everything. Now I just got to hope that what just transpired on the sidelines doesn't result in any extracurricular activity after the game. That's all we can hope for at this point.
And on these last couple of plays as well, everybody be disciplined, everybody be safe. The matchup, the final is basically over. You know what the outcome of the game is going to be. Everybody just be smart. The rest of it looks like they're talking to them right now, talking to both teams. So hopefully we can just end this night on a good note. It was a great game. It's a Clutch Sports Media Classic for one reason or another. But those penalties have put the Peoria High offense all the way in Normal West territory. Hopefully we just see some form of sportsmanship right here. A few runs and maybe some kneel downs in the game. I think run up the score rate will be a bad.
Well, how about this? After all those penalties, Peoria High now has the ball on the 5. They were supposed to have it around the 30 or 35-yard line, but now it's just going to be icing on the cake. Malik Ross punches it in, and Peoria High is hung 60 on Normal West. That is the icing on the cake. The kiss goodbye. Peoria High is taking this one. Malik Ross adds another touchdown to his total. He's had, I've lost count, to be honest. I know he's had, that's at least his third.
Yeah, heck of a night from Peoria High, heck of a night from Malik Ross. And just that's the icing on the cake, especially when you see another team is enraged by the call and getting out their body and their emotions, and you just stop it on like that. Very, very demoralizing if you're a Normal West fan or you're a Normal West player. And 2 more points to tack it on. Right now, Peoria High is making a statement to the entire Central Illinois area.
Lions are not going anywhere. Those 2 losses you see on their record, it was coming against a very good team. This team has done nothing but improve since those losses. Obviously, I don't know if the final score is going to tell the complete picture. Normal West right there the entire way. But, yeah, get a look at one play scoring drive that took only about 4 seconds off the clock. That's the quickest scoring drive you've seen of the night. We've seen some quick ones, but none more than that. Lions are going to advance to 6-2. 6-1 in the Big 12 Conference. Normal West is going to fall to, I believe, 6-1 in 6-2, I should say, in Big 12 play, and 7-2 overall. Again, both these teams, I think, Latif, have got what it takes to make deep playoff runs.
They definitely do. Very high-pointed offense. Defense is going to be key for both of these teams. I like how Normal West was able to establish a run game tonight. When I first watched them a few weeks ago against Normal Community, they weren't able to do that. They were a really one-dimensional offense, but they've taken some steps. They've grown, and so you like to see that. And they held strong tonight with a top-ranked team in the state. So even though they lost, even though some extracurricular stuff happened on the outside, I feel like they can learn from this game and take it on to the playoffs.
Certainly, again, you got so many good playmakers. You mentioned them establishing the run game. Josiah Edmondson had a really good game. Gavin Camp had a great game. Sincere Brown with a hat trick of touchdowns. Drew Mangrum, again, just a sophomore. So the future is very bright for this Normal West team. And again, like we mentioned, the comparison between him and Tino Giss is almost scary similar. And he's going to be a very good quarterback in the future as West will take over for likely the last drive of the game, but you never know. A minute 54. As they start deep in their own territory at their own 9-yard line, they'll just keep it up the middle and a pickup of a couple. And on the tackle for Peoria High, again, Patrick Jordan III. Got to give credit to Peoria High's defensive line, Latif. When we pick our player of the game, it's probably going to be, I'd imagine, either Tino Giss or Malik Ross, Javen Moore, TQ Webb, one of those guys. But their defensive line has really played solid all night long.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of offensive players.
Gary Rutherford.
Yeah, I was about to say, Gary Rutherford is in contention for that. 2 interceptions, a few tackle for losses, and a sack. He's definitely changed the game. He had big plays. He had a score by himself and a big goal line interception that changed the course of the game.
As ball comes out, I believe that West recovers it, but Rutherford got the scoring started for Peoria High about a little over 2 hours, a rainstorm, and a couple ejections ago. We have simply seen it all tonight. What a thrilling game this has been, and hope you guys have enjoyed it at home. We've had lots of fun up here in the booth despite that torrential downpour and everything else that's going on tonight. Lots of big plays. This is just pure, I wouldn't even call this as football, Latif. It is football, obviously, but this is just entertainment. Anytime that these two teams take the field. And the Lions swarm again. That'll be the exclamation point on this one. and likely the final play of the game, unless Wildcats want to run another one, but we have a Wildcat player down. Clock is going to run out on this one, and Peoria High wins 62-41. Their high-powered offense and their big-time defense make plays. They defend home turf and get some sweet, sweet revenge over the Wildcats after losing in the same exact game last year.
Up in this game, went probably exactly how we thought. Shootout. Both defenses made big plays, though. I don't think we expected that. But this was a very, very entertaining game. One of the best games I've seen so far this season. And it had huge playoff implications. We'd like to see everybody get home safe and everybody, keep their emotions in check. But yeah, this was a great game tonight.
Certainly, we'll send it back to these messages from CIPro.com and come back. Lots to digest from this one. We're not going anywhere. We'll come back for more post-game coverage here on the WMBD Game of the Week.
The deals are everywhere during Uptring's Used Car Super Sale.
How about all-wheel drive? Used trucks you can count on. Local trade-ins.
Get the used car you really want at every Uptring Auto Group dealer.
Uptring, serving you since 1982.
Mushanti Heating and Cooling specializes in commercial and residential heating and cooling services. We're a Tempstar dealer but service all makes and models with products that always provide you the best solutions.
Give your local experts a call at Mushanti Heating and Cooling.
You dream it, we'll deliver it.
And welcome back to Peoria Stadium, where the Peoria High Lions have just taken down the number 5 in Class 6A Normal West Wildcats 62-41. The Lions advance to 6-2 on the year, and their state ranking of number 10 in Class 5A will certainly improve. But boy, let's see, if you look at the Lions players celebrating, this win means a lot for them. A lot of those players, they know what it felt like to lose to Normal West last year and, take away that undefeated season they had going. That was the only loss they had up until their state championship game against Nazareth Academy. So that one stung. Tonight, they get it back, and they made it sting for Normal West, who played a heck of a game as well.
Not only did they get their revenge, it felt like it was a little bit added on that. When you get a team like that, you see how they're breaking down at the end of the game, and you're able to send a message, get another score. You're able to play your game, be aggressive the entire game, control the game in the running game, go through adversity where you were down late in that, or at the middle of that third quarter, and come through that. That's just a moral victory. You learn a lot, and you get a confidence boost because your defense is playing well throughout, close to the playoffs. It's just a very, very big moral boost for this team and a learning opportunity for this team.
Certainly, and just trying to recap this one, obviously Normal West, as best as we can, there's so many scoring plays, it's hard to keep track of them all, but Normal West, they got on the board first, a touchdown to Maddox Lawson. Then Peoria High got back with a touchdown, pick 6 by Gary Rutherford. Normal West got back with a touchdown from Gavin Camp. He had 2 of them in the first half, and Peoria High took a 38-28 lead into the halftime. That second quarter was all Peoria High. The third quarter, though, was all Normal West. And it was really after Peoria High led 38-22. It looked like they were about to score. That TQ Webb touchdown was called back because of the holding. And then they get the stop on 4th down, Normal West does, and they go down and score. And that was what really gave them momentum. They shut out Peoria High in the third quarter. The Wildcats still haven't allowed a point in the third quarter this entire season through 8 weeks. But in the fourth quarter, once the rain let up, it was Peoria High. And like we said, Latif, this game could come down to the elements. And again, once the rain went away, it was the Lions' day.
They were able to pass the ball. They struggle in that rain, though. That's going to be a thing to look forward to in the future because in the playoffs, you never know what the conditions are going to be like. And if you can't control the ball, handle the ball in the rain, which something they struggled with last season, that's something they can go back and look for. But they show a lot of poise in this game. They were down after that third quarter, and they got punched in the face, and they responded. So that's going to be something they can hang on to. Normal West got to reel it in. We got to look at what we did wrong today. We weren't able to stop a run again. But we showed a lot of balance today. Able to run the ball, which we haven't been able to do a lot for the entire season. And we were able to stretch the defense, passing the ball. So I wouldn't say you obviously lost, but it's some things you can take from this game and work towards the playoffs for it.
Certainly, as the Lions, again, we didn't mention this earlier, it's senior night at Peoria High. The Lions finished their regular season finale with a big win over state-ranked Normal West. What an exciting game. This was pure football tonight. Hope you guys all enjoyed on CIProud.com, our WMBD Game of the Week. One quick last shout out to all of our hard-working crew tonight. Jalen Harris working his first Clutch Sports Media game tonight. Teddy Ball and Michael Savoy running great cameras. Kenny Clifton, Paco Alonso on the sidelines getting some pictures, videos, social media updates. And our producer, Patrick Huber, our director, Joshua Messenger, and my broadcast partner, Lateef Love. I'm Jonathan Michaels saying good night from Peoria Stadium. The Lions win in a 62-41 thriller and moving to second place in the Big 12 Conference. We'll talk to you next week, folks. More great football action coming on the WMBD Game of the Week. Until then, be safe, have fun, and talk to you next week.